Going on, everybody? Y'all come on in here. Hurry up. Come on in here. Come on in here. Hit the like button as you come in. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. How's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Oh, Lord. Y'all, Thunker is going to be going live in a minute. Candace. Y'all, look at this. Candace, you running late. Come on, girl. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. She literally did a show about the halftime. As if Candace knows who Bad Bunny is. I thought her favorite rapper was Kanye West. Y'all, you can't make this up. Hey, Juju, how you doing, honey? I hope you had a eventful evening last night, okay? Y'all, we had fun. We listened to the halftime music from TPUSA. I can't get over the classical music. It was absolutely beautiful. I listened to the video once I got through with the live stream. I said, man, this was so good. These are hilarious. Oh, Lord. These are hilarious videos that made her. Oh, Candace. Oh, Candace, we going in on your clown ass. Y'all hit that like button coming in. The Ewok White Walker of an alien is about to start.
All right, you guys. Happy Monday. As you know, the Super Bowl was last night. And look, this is what the kids are terming goy slop. What that means is that you were supposed to pick a side. Pick a side. Whose side are you on? Were you team Bad Bunny?
Lord,
if so, you're supposed to come out and away hating the racist right. Maybe you were team Turning Point USA. Did you oblige and turn off your television sets, open your laptops, and watch the alternative halftime performance, which the word on the street is if you did not enjoy it, if you did not enjoy every moment of it, then it's because you don't love Jesus. Of course.
What?
Of course, every single time. That's the new Turning Point talking point. So welcome back to Candace.
Candace, you dumbass alien. Well, I don't even know who Bad Bunny is, okay? Maybe the people just didn't want to watch it. What the hell? I thought Christ is king. Candace been lying about that too.
Okay, so you guys can actually check the records on this one. I am not, nor have I ever been, a conservative stereotype when it comes to the Super Bowl.
She's not a conservative at all.
Like it's a bit of a fad now on the right. You watch the Super Bowl for the sole purpose of complaining about the halftime performance and why it didn't live up to what you think that it should be. I notoriously defended Rihanna back in 2023 when she was literally just wearing red. And conservatives made it seem like she was trying to channel the devil. She was actually pregnant and wasn't even moving around that much. I'm also a Shakira stan, so I thought her and J-Lo had a fun halftime performance. I'm not really one of these people who are naturally averse to culture. I also like and listen to Spanish music, as you guys know. Mark Anthony, that's why I had to come out for my boy. When they were saying stuff about him and what he did at a wedding after 11 p.m. No, he should not be responsible for that as a Latino man. I like the old school stuff, Aventura, the old Mark Anthony music. Hasta ayer. I grew up listening to all of it. So when Bad Bunny was announced for the Super Bowl, I was like,
yeah, an alien trying to sing.
Let's see what he does. I do not know one Bad Bunny song. I'm going to be honest. I've been very clear with you guys. I am not cool or hip anymore, just like I don't know any of Sabrina Carpenter's music. I'm not trying to stay up with the culture, but I know enough to know that he's very popular. Okay. Now, the pros of his performance, I'm going to say something good about it.
Hold on, because I'm going to be pausing during this. Candace, I don't know Bad Bunny songs either. What does that have to do with, okay, I chose to listen to, TPUSA's halftime show. It has some good music. I mean, it is what it is. Why does this have to be an issue of you only love Jesus if you listen to that? And if you didn't listen to the NFL halftime show, then obviously you have to be a part of their movement. What do you mean? You have millions of people that just didn't watch either show. You have millions of people that didn't watch the NFL show and have no idea who TPUSA is. You have millions of people that only watch TPUSA. They don't even watch football. Why is she making this an issue? Candace, you don't dictate a damn thing. Has no one reminded her that she's not a dictator?
I actually
Can't make this up.
thought the set design was really cool. It was one of the cooler ones that I've seen in a very long time. I loved that it looked like a little pueblo, little Spanish town, that the mercado, the bodega. And to be clear, I think it felt obviously
Your
very
Spanish
authentic
sucks,
to him and
dude.
how he grew up, but not just to him and how he grew up, but also in America. If you guys don't know that, this
Oh
is
my
how
God.
a lot that looks familiar to me and the way that I grew up. Like, you know, the corner
Didn't
bodega.
grow up
It's
like
a
that.
real thing. And I thought very obviously that that's what he was trying to convey
That
is
is
his
not like
own
she grew up
experience,
so
because
poor.
that's what artists do. And by the way, like I said, all around the United States, these communities exist. The performers and the dancers did a very great job. You could tell that they rehearsed a lot. They were not just winging it. And I actually quite enjoyed the little electrical line thing that they were doing. I thought
You
it was
can't make
clever and
this
it was
up.
fun. Now, the downside is that it was not in English.
They
It was
never
not in
tell
English.
me when they're live
And
streaming.
therefore,
They never tell me when Jay Wynn and Paramount Tactical never ever include me in their live stream. Y'all go tell them shame on them for not inviting Lady Luck Club.
the audience could not emotionally connect. If you were not a Spanish speaker, you could not emotionally connect to that performance. It was really all in Spanish, save for Lady Gaga's portion when she was sort of doing the bad salsa, which was very American. You know, she wasn't
Tell them
exactly
to invite me. I'll do
hips don't lion. And I was like, okay, now is that Bad Bunny's fault? Obviously not, because he was booked and he is very clear. English is his second language. If you watch his interviews, he kind of speaks Spanglish. He's learning
Candace,
more English
know,
now.
we can look
His
this up.
music
What
is
is your point?
exclusively in Spanish. So the expectation, who are you actually upset with for booking this performance? I agree that it would be nice to have an English speaking halftime. That makes sense because the majority, everyone actually in America should speak English. But he didn't book himself. Okay. Actually, I looked into it. The person that controls who gets to perform at the halftime is Jay-Z for some reason. Jay-Z in partnership with the NFL. Jay-Z doesn't speak Spanish, but Jay-Z booked him. And for a very long
Why does Jay-Z need to speak Spanish? Candace, do you see how you so ridiculous? You sound so ridiculous. Y'all, Candace act as if Connecticut is the only place you're gonna find a bodega in the United States of America. You know, she's trying to turn Connecticut into a tourist spot. Like we need to go there to find a bodega. You make this up.
time, it's been clear that Jay-Z's got some sort of relationship with the feds. I tend to believe a lot of the stuff that Kanye said. And so, like I said, this feels a bit like, let's get both sides warring with one another. Now, in
no
terms
one's
of whether
having a
or
war.
not this was a successful performance, well, we'll just look at the raw numbers here. Nielsen estimates that 128 million people watched the Super Bowl game last night, forgetting the halftime performance. That number increased to 135 million viewers during the halftime performance. So people got up and were like, I don't want to watch I'm not watching the whole Super Bowl match, but I'm going to go ahead and tune in to the halftime performance because people are always outraged the next morning and I want to know what they're speaking about. So 7 million more people began tuning in to watch the halftime performance, according to the early reports. So Bad Bunny, objectively, whether you like him or not, he had a successful Super Bowl halftime performance in terms of the metrics. This means that
Candace, no one thought about it that deep. People either watched it or they didn't. I don't watch football like that. I don't even have cable. We were live talking about Scientology, and some Luxers wanted to see it, so we went and watched it. It was just that simple for many people. She's trying to make it seem like you're a part of some war if you had to choose, just because she hates TPUSA because they fired her ass. Candace, kick rocks.
I would say unnecessary Super Bowl political lines that were drawn by Turning Point USA was not successful in terms of drawing people away from the NFL.
That wasn't what they were trying to do. They just gave an alternative.
When Bad Bunny was announced, there was immediately backlash because he has worn a dress, something that I'm very against because to me, it is obvious why they find these men and they put them in dresses. This gets into theology regarding which he's probably not aware of. If I'm being honest, if I sat down with Bad Bunny and I spoke to him about where this comes from and why they are putting him in a dress to emasculate him.
Candace, don't act as if George has never tried on your clothes. She pretended like Boys Club has never ever tried on her dress. George Farmer come to the front with that dress on. He tries on his wife's clothes. He knows it. Y'all, George wears Candace's clothes. Stop it. You can't make this up.
He's not recognizing this as somebody else's faith. It is. I find it to be wrong. It is, in essence, Kabbalistic and satanic. We've discussed that.
God.
But this is the reason that people were immediately outraged. So everyone was saying, oh, it's very obvious what he's going to do. He's going to make the show unnecessarily gay. What? And because of that, Turning Point USA announced that they would produce an alternative, quote unquote, all-American Super Bowl halftime show.
Coming from the clown that says everything is fake and gay. It's mighty ironic how Candace Owens, the alien, always talks about something being fake and gay, trying to say, oh no, you shouldn't see a man wearing a dress is an issue. Who cares? Honestly, I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. I don't care what he wears.
And President Trump tweeted. They had very people all across.
Bad Bunny doesn't pay our mortgage.
On the Republican side, we're tweeting about, hey, turn your TV off. No, nobody turned their TV off. We can say no one did that. Actually, the numbers jumped. Okay, but this was their reason that they went into this. Now, Bad Bunny did not, in fact, wear a dress at the Super Bowl. He didn't, which, like I said, I'm very against that. I don't think we should be intentionally emasculating men. So that leaves us with Turning Point USA's performance. Now,
Candace,
we should be clear, it was a pre-record. Okay, so Bad Bunny was performing live. Turning Point USA pre-recorded, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And so they had time to edit and to present this. Now, I'm going to park aside the artists who actually performed. Kid Rock, Lee Brice. I actually want to be clear. I love Lee Brice's music. I went to a Lee Brice concert here in town. So this is not meant to be a commentary on them, but rather at the audacity of what Turning Point USA did as an organization. Turning Point USA is effectively now running Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. Okay?
Oh, God.
No Democrat voted for Kamala Harris, voted for Biden. And then they just said, here, now you get Kamala and we're running her against Donald Trump. But Democrats had to accept that because the DNC machine just had so much money and they're like, we're just going to make her a thing. That's it. And
it's Candace who
ignored
doesn't care
the
about
true metrics and just said, this is it. And then they acted aghast and shocked when Kamala Harris did not win. Turning Point USA now has so much money that they believe that similarly they can afford to outright purchase reality.
Yeah, no, that's what it comes down to for Candace, the alien. Money. Everything comes down to money with her. This has nothing to do with money. I don't care if they earn any money. Who cares? We had a good time. I enjoyed the classical music piece. I'm still waiting. Like, who's the band that played the classical music piece for the TPUSA? They did an awesome job. It was absolutely beautiful. The end. If you don't have a problem with the music, why are you making the issue of money out of this? When the NFL garners in billions of dollars, the NFL brings in millions of dollars to billions of dollars. Billions with a B. Forget that $7,000 little chump change to the NFL. That's pocket change. That's like $2. They bring in billions of dollars in the NFL. What the hell is she talking about? You want to talk about finance, something you don't understand, Candace? Whatever happened to Brexit again? That's right. She ran it into the ground and it ended up being put in the red by negative $1.72 million. TPUSA bailed her out. Can't make this up.
I want you to believe, this is unbelievable. I'm going to walk you through how absurd this is.
Bye, Felicia.
That when they aired this halftime performance, 6 million concurrent viewers tuned in. Just so you understand what that means. 6 million people at the same time were watching this around the world. That's what concurrent viewership means. So they decided to tune in to this Super Bowl halftime performance.
Spell concurrent.
And I want you to listen to that straight from Andrew Colvette's mouth. Let's bring that clip in, Don, if you can.
Andrew, I watched your show. It was great. How did you do? Do you have a sense of how many people watched?
Yeah, it was kind of blew our minds actually a little bit, Brian. And we saw at one point across all the different social channels, we saw over 10 million concurrent views. So that was adding up all of Rumble and all of our partners just on the social side. So, and now the numbers keep trickling in. I mean, right now, as I'm sitting here, YouTube's numbers keep updating.
Concurrent,
And,
obviously,
so
is not what
we're trying to put it all together. What I can
say
safely say is that we are now over 20 million viewers across just social. So we haven't even gotten our partner broadcast.
Yeah, because Candace can't define concurrent. Candace, you make me have to do the hard part. So we're going to have to go to the dictionary. I'll pull up the definition of the word concurrent because Candace, once again, has not mastered the English language. This dumb alien wants to be dictator of the United States, and she can't define the word concurrent. God.
Their analytics, as you know, sometimes the ratings take a little while, but that's 20 million viewers. And we don't know how many people were gathered together, 3, 4, 10 in a room watching together. So we're going to try and put a final number on that when we can. What we can safely say is over 20 million Americans tuned in to the All-American Halftime Show tonight.
That's what he can safely say. Now, for people who have been on YouTube, YouTubers, so to speak, like myself, for more than 10 years, I was just in awe that they were going to try to sell this, that they were going to do what he did with his face and just lie and pretend that 6 million, I think he even at one point said 10 million, but it says 6 million concurrent viewers they had on YouTube alone. Okay. If you know YouTube at all, that's just not true on its face. It's actually, I laughed when I saw, I was like, this is actually crazy. I can't believe they're actually going to try to pull this off. And I'm going to walk you through this so you don't even have to have my background on YouTube to understand why this number is impossible. First and foremost, you can just do this test.
Are we going to stay here and be stuck at what the numbers were during the show? Or are you going to look at what the totals are now? Because if you're trying to make a point about them trying to make some money, wouldn't you look at the total viewership overall? What does it matter what the numbers were for the 20 minutes that they were airing yesterday? When you have more people that are still clicking on the videos, watching it even today. So that's not how YouTube factors in revenue either. And she knows that. So what is the issue about why she's stuck at this number? When YouTube tallies up how much they want to pay for that video, they're going to look at the total views, the impression, the click rate, all of that. But the total views, they're not going to just look at how many people were watching during the premiering of the video. That's not how the revenue is calculated for that YouTube video for YouTube. Something I know all too well as well. Candace is an idiot. What is your point, girl?
What do we have right now? We have 95,000 people that are watching this show. As soon as this show concludes, I want you to see how many views YouTube is going to instantly give it right away. It's probably going to be something like 200,000 to 300,000 views right away as it continues to tabulate. This is a screenshot of their viewership after 6 million people tuned in concurrently at the exact same time. About 6 million people watching, like we have 95,000 people watching right now on YouTube. So lame. As soon as they finish, look at that 5,839 views.
That's just one channel.
With 175 comments. That is an impossible metric. But 667,000 likes. This is made up. But again, like I said, maybe you're not familiar with how YouTube works. So allow me to present it to you another way. So you can really drill into your head how despicable.
If y'all want to know how YouTube works, you can look at all of our analytics. It's available to the public. You don't even have to damn guess. How do we know Candace didn't do a screenshot of this and edit the numbers? Like, we don't have a reason to trust anything Candace says. Candace, you know that's not how YouTube is going to calculate the AdSense. They're not going to calculate it like this. What the hell is the purpose of this for? That one moment in time. Somehow she thinks, y'all look at how many people are watching right now. Candace is trying to say that, let's say I was streaming on YouTube and on Twitter X. Let's say I had 100 people watching here on YouTube and 100 people watching on Twitter X. Well, if people are watching it continuously, hopefully they'll hit the like button, right? What if 100 people came in, watched it, 50 people left, but 100 people that came in and watched it hit the like button? So it's implausible for you to have more likes than views. But if people come in, hit the like button, and then go to another video, that's very possible. for the views that you have going on at that moment in time during a premiere or a live stream. But when it comes to calculating the revenue, it's not going to be calculated based on just the snapshot of views that you have. It's going to be based on the total views that you have for that video. So if she's trying to break this down to say, hey, they're making money from this, this is not how you calculate it. So what is the purpose of this? Oh, it's impossible for them to have these views. At what point did you take the snapshot? What if she took this snapshot when it ended? It was coming to an end. And those were the views at the moment while it was premiering towards the end. But throughout the entire premiere, you had over 667,000 people that came in and hit the like button. Well, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. What is her point? Candace, you're still not being accurate in this. You know, being deliberately deceptive is still lying like hell.
This organization has become, and
Oh my God.
just no association with the truth. So I'm going to present to you now the official list of the top YouTube streams based off of
Candace
concurrent
lost her
viewership.
damn
We're going to go
mind.
through this
You
list
can't
so that you
make this
fully
up, y'all.
appreciate
You
what
cannot
you
make
are
this
being
up.
asked to believe. Everything is a rich man's trick. That's what's happening right now. This is the highest
Charlie Kirk would be
live
so irritated
concurrent
with her.
viewers on YouTube. These were the events.
Would be so
Number
irritated with her.
one was in India. That
She
is
laughing at this.
a nation of 1.5 billion people. They had a moon mission and 8 million people in India tuned into it. That is believable. Okay. Turning Point wants you to believe that they're number 2 now. Okay.
Ugh.
The next 2 through 20 are all proper football, meaning soccer in America events. You can see it's the World Cup, which is the biggest sport in the world. And when people streamed it, it looks like the 2022 World Cup
Candace, use
comes
your
into the
channel
second
as an
spot.
example.
Brazil
Let's
versus
see you use your
Croatia.
number.
When it was streamed on YouTube, 6.1 million people tuned in. Again, this is the biggest sport in the world, soccer. They're trying to tell us that football, which only has a hold in America, this is a sport literally for America, and then Turning Point USA comes and they divide the fans by saying, we're doing just a conservative halftime sport. So they even halved their potential to appeal to half of the football people that are watching football. And then on top of that, the people who are divided because they just don't like what Turning Point USA has become since Charlie was assassinated, and that their loose association, their loose relationship with the truth since Charlie was assassinated. They want you to believe that in spite of all of that, they are now they're number 2. They broke the record. So bye-bye football around the world.
What do you mean? That's not how that works.
6
No.
million people turned in live to watch their Kid Rock and Lee Bryce, and there was a couple of other artists that were involved, pre-recorded performance.
She's trying to say that this was just on YouTube. Candace, that's not how concurrent works either. They have multiple channels on YouTube, and they also have multiple social media platforms. She still is not defining the word concurrent either. You all know how many channels we clicked through yesterday? Charlie Kirk YouTube channel was up and running. TPUSA's YouTube channel was up and running. You had other channels affiliated with them that was premiering the video. If you're saying this is concurrent views, it is a combined views from all the YouTube channels that was playing it at once. The social medias, Instagram, Twitter, X, everything else, they said they're not even factoring that in. How is it impossible to believe that at peak numbers, they could have hit 6 million concurrently from all of their channels on YouTube? They have more than one channel. What is she talking about?
Okay. Now,
what is the purpose
my
of this, Candace?
understanding and looking at this is that this is it. They're going to force Erica on us. Like I said, this is the Kamala thing. There's absolutely nothing we can do about it. We just got our hands up. We are literally victims here.
Bye-bye, Candace.
They have the money, they have the power, and we're going to shut up and we're going to take it. And we're going to have to accept this audacious polling. It's going to be Andrew Colbert up on Fox News. Like, it's
Candace can't find the word concurrent.
She is more popular than Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just the internet loves it. YouTube loves her, and we're amazed that we pulled this thing off. That's the vibe.
Candace can't define the word concurrent. Still, Candace, concurrent means existing, happening, or done at the same time. They never said only one YouTube channel got 6 million. You're taking his words out of context and twisting it up because you refuse to go on dictionary.com. Like, you can't make this up. Yeah, this is priceless. Come on, you throwing your little tantrum, girl.
Okay. We no longer
Dumbass
live
Eddie.
in a meritocracy. And Turning Point USA are effectively the righteous gemstones now. If you don't like Erica, then it's because you don't like Jesus. If you don't like what Turning Point's become, it's because you do not like
we enjoy the
Jesus.
music.
This is our new purchased reality. And I want to really drive this point home to you. I can't even think of how many times I could
We should
underscore
be saying this if it wasn't
how absurd what
TPUSA.
they presented here is. And as a YouTuber, this offends me. People who actually put in hard work, try to produce a show, you should be offended by this. Okay.
No, I'm not.
I would guess that
I'm
the
offended by
most
you failing to
authentically
define
watched
words.
event for Turning Point USA's YouTube page happened right after Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Remember, Erica first addressed the nation, and she did this in Charlie's studio. Everyone was rooting for her in this moment, waiting to see what she was going to say as the widow.
Never liked her.
If you go online right now, her address as a widow to the nation has 4.1 million views on Charlie Kirk's
Why
YouTube
would I
channel.
be offended by
It
it?
also has 36,000 comments. Okay, so 4
Good
million views,
fuck.
36,000 comments. If you know YouTube, that's right. They didn't fake that. That's real. I want you to compare that to the Turning Point halftime show, which, just like Biden's votes in 2020 when we slept, a bunch of more views came in on YouTube. They were like, people were like, I love it even more in the middle of the night. That now.
Yeah, because maybe people couldn't watch it while it was premiering. You act as if the video is supposed to go bye-bye when it's done premiering. What is her point? People are going to continue to watch it. It might be even double by tomorrow because she's mad. Candace, you're giving it more exposure. I'm not mad at that at all. Just like you do with, Wolves in Finance, and he's now got a cease and desist letter. You put people's information out there, their channels out there, and they get a lot of views because you have a cult. They're going to go and watch those videos simply because you put it up. You're giving it more exposure. What is there to be mad about? Why are you upset? Why are you throwing a tantrum, Candace? Candace, you dumb White Walker. Why are you throwing a tantrum about this? This is going to be her whole show.
Has over 20
This grown-ass woman's
million
about to be mad
views.
about a halftime show.
And yet, only 46,000 comments. It's impossible. It's literally.
What is that to
made
say,
up.
Candace? Good show.
Like I said, you know that the Erica address is an authentic representation of views because of the views to comments ratio. I'll
Oh,
give you an
God.
example. My last episode, The Letter to Erica on YouTube, that got 3.1 million views.
So
It
what?
has 28,000 comments. So almost too close
So
for
what?
20 million
You
view
being
video.
evil. People
Now,
drawing
why
the
does
evil.
this actually matter? Why am I spending
doesn't matter.
time speaking to you about this?
She has no other
Because
content.
it is such a perfect analogy for what this organization has become: wealthy, corrupt, and dishonest. Just to our
Corrupt. What the corrupted decided because Candace is mad that they fired her ass. That's it. You can't make this up. People like music, Candace. They had Kid Rock. You even said that some of the musicians you listen to. What are you whining about? Why are you whining about this? So you act as if no one else is supposed to enjoy the music. No. Y'all are not supposed to be watching this after it premiered. It was only supposed to be watched on yesterday during the halftime. And that's it. No one else is supposed to be clicking the videos and watching these videos after it's done premiering. How dare 20 million people watch this? How dare you all? You should be offended. I'm not. Candace, I'm offended at your failure to define terms. I'm offended at the fact that you crash landed on our planet. I'm offended that you want to be dictator of our country. I'm offended at the fact that you think you're above the rule of law. I am offended at the fact that you actually think that filing a motion to dismiss is going to get you out of a lawsuit. Candace, there are a lot of things I could be offended about. I'm not offended about somebody playing some music. No difference. You don't even know who Bad Bunny is. Why are you going through this tirade? Girl, bye.
faces. It
Bye,
is to
Felicia.
me so reminiscent of everything Tucker said when he got onto stage at SAS, when the Jewish donors got angry, when he questioned exactly where this money is coming from, how these people are becoming billionaires, people that are not impressive, that are not smart, are suddenly, we just learned that they're billionaires, money is being thrown at them, and there are people who are—
Why Candace is worth $244 million. George, can you take off Candace's dress? Get your ass from behind that camera and tell her to go chill out. This obsession is like, man, it's time for her to be 5150. Candace, you need to be checked into a mental institution. You've lost your mind. You act like people not supposed to like music.
Are smarter than them,
TPUSA plays
work harder than them, and he is essentially saying we no longer live in a meritocracy. This
can't
is
even
just
say
a
it right.
fiction, a total fiction. And I also want to stress here that what upsets me about it is it's exactly everything that Charlie Kirk hated.
Okay, yeah.
When we were hitting the ground,
because he enjoyed that music.
The need for free markets. This is not an example of the free markets. This is an example of crony capitalism. It's crony capitalism. You're going to take it. This is what we're bigger than Christian Ronaldo.
Yeah,
we don't know why. It's just you had like Alex Clark shamelessly tweeting, everyone said we were over, but look at this. 100 million views.
Candace, you are not funny. Did no one tell you have zero talent? Candace mad because she can't sing. Candace is mad because she would never be a beauty queen pageant winner. She will never go to Hollywood. She did that lame ass rapper video at one time. That's it. She can't sing. She can't play an instrument. She can do nothing. Just run her mouth. Candace, don't be mad because you're not able to sing and put on a concert. Like, who's stopping you from having a concert in your studio in your basement in your house? Why don't you have Bad Bunny come do a session in the basement of your home as opposed to your lame ass interviews? Why don't you have Bad Bunny come there and do some music? Who told you could not have a concert in the basement of your house on the Hidden Valley Ranch farm? No one said that. You can have the pigs come through, the cows will be a mooing, goats start squirting milk. Like, we could just have this be a whole farm thing. You can, all your sponsors can be there, grilling up steaks and pounds of chicken. Like, you can make it a whole thing. George can come down wearing your finest gown and dress and heels. Like, no one will judge him.
It's just fiction. So fiction that even Tyler Boyer, who happens to be a sexual deviant and also a committed homosexual part-time,
so is George Farmer,
is tweeting this out from Bad Bunny's performance. He actually tweeted this. Why is Turning Point USA he wrote, why Turning Point USA ended up with one of the largest YouTube concurrent live streams in history tonight. And he shows something that he probably likes, if I'm guessing, this moment of two men dancing on each other. And of all people to tweet this, it's Tyler Boyer. It is Tyler Boyer.
Candace, no, she liked that.
A lot of it is gay.
Candace, do you want to explain that photo of you grabbing that woman's ass in that picture while you were pregnant and she was wearing wet clothes? Are you going to explain that photo by the pool? You had a chunk of ass in your hand from another woman. Yeah. You going to explain that picture? Do I have to pull up the picture again of Candace grabbing another woman's ass while this woman is wearing wet clothes? Just look like she just got out that pool. And Candace looks like she's 6 months pregnant with that alien baby. Do we have to pull up the photo? Are you ever going to explain that faking gay moment, Candace? Come on now. George all up in the closet trying on your clothes. You can't make this up.
These, again, are the righteous gemstones. And we are looking at, to me, fake Christianity. It's like Christianity Inc. Which brings us back to Fort Huachuca, by the way. Something big for you. You will recall that Mitch Snow, the man who had to deal with the full brunt of Andrew and Erica's PR machine. They were digging up his past, claiming that he was a habitual liar. He was certain. And I want to be clear, he also hasn't moved his story since, not 1 inch.
You don't have to move it. We just want evidence on it, to which he has not presented. Candace, there's a difference. Moving a story versus corroborating it are two different terms with two different definitions. Where is his evidence that shows that anybody was on a military base or at a hotel at the time he saw them? Because everything has surveillance cameras? He couldn't pull out his phone and take a picture. What evidence or proof? What witnesses have come forth to corroborate it? With evidence. Evidence is the key word, Candace. Evidence, you dumb alien. Y'all, she said meritocracy. Did y'all repeat that? She couldn't say meritocracy. She couldn't say that word to save her life.
He was certain that he saw Erica Kirk on the evening of the 8th at Fort Huachuca, leaving
with
a
no
hotel
evidence,
with a Cabot Phillips lookalike.
With no evidence.
He has not adapted that story.
Oh my God.
Despite the undue harassment that he received, in particular, after seeing Erica on the evening of the 8th, he claims that he stumbled upon what appeared to him to be the conclusion of a military briefing right before a mission taking place in a borrowed building site for the Joint Task Force, the Southern Border Unit, and he was a border unit, and he was surprised. He saw a guy.
Candace, you're recycling all your dumb theories over again. You are obviously out of content. Go ahead, girl. Just come on, you dumb alien. Do you have anything new to present? Because we've already discussed this. He has no evidence, and he claims that the Zodiac killer is his father. I am your father, Luke. You know, his father took many lives, and you're good with that. That's the best he's got right now. He claims that a mass murderer is his parent. And you have no quarrels with that because you had something to do with, with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Where were you and George Farmer at again? Was he wearing your best dress at the UVU campus? Y'all look for a man in a dress. It'll be George.
And the JTF thing, I think he said it was JTF 10, the 10th Mountain Brigade. He's like, oh, where are you guys? I thought this was like disbanded.
The Zodiac killer is his daddy.
Task Force, Southern Border. And they're like, no, actually, we're in this building. And you should know that that Joint Task Force initially was formed in Tucson, Arizona. Well, here is a rather explosive lead. And I'm going to say this is a lead. I'm going to cage this. It's a possibility that this does not pan out. But I'm putting this out here because I'd like a confirmation one way or the other.
No. You're supposed to. No, stop. See, to the cult members, why does she want confirmation? Why isn't she giving us evidence as she makes these statements? Who is going to confirm anything she's saying? She should be confirming it. Do you all understand why we ignore her dumb ass? No one should be confirming her allegations. She should be confirming that. She should be putting out evidence to confirm it. I just want confirmation on this. Why? No. You don't need confirmation. You should be presenting us evidence to confirm what you're about to say. That's how that works. While you have Miss Snow claiming that his daddy is the Zodiac killer, a mass murderer, he shouldn't even be proud of that. I would not claim a parent to be a mass murderer. I would disown that parent. I don't know who he is. I don't know what y'all talking about. That's not my dad. And now she wants somebody to confirm something for her because she's lazy as hell and refuses to define the word concurrent. Candace, your meritocracy is just piss poor. Because that's a term you still can't spell and pronounce correctly. You can't make this up. No one is going to confirm a damn thing for her. Tell your wannabe, investigators that are impersonating federal agents and all to confirm it for you by doing the research and giving you that evidence. How incompetent is this conversation going to get, Candace? This is how aliens talk on her planet, y'all.
To Tracy Martin. Remember, Tracy Martin is Erica's best friend for over 15 years. How close are Erica and Tracy? They've done everything together. Tracy says from Romanian Angels. Erica modeled for her clothing brands. All of it. These two and their families are close. She's also close to Lori, and she's close to Erica's stepfather's family, if pictures are telling us the right story. And I told you guys last week that I was having trouble learning anything about Tracy's husband, a man named Thomas Martin. It was unusual to me. He's got quite a build. He looks kind of military-esque to me, but they are also involved in fitness. They ran gyms. But we received this interesting tip, and I'm going to again stress that it is just a tip at this moment, but it's potentially explosive. There is a director of U.S. Border Patrol, also chief of staff of the Southern Command. in Tucson named Thomas Martin. He's been based in Tucson, Arizona since at least the 80s when he was just an agent down at the border. And he has steadily climbed up the ladder. But this particular Thomas Martin has gone through great lengths to completely wipe his public presence. I'm going to show you what's left of the LinkedIn link. You can actually click it. You can see it says Thomas Martin, Director, U.S. Border Patrol, experience, location, Greater Tucson area. Okay, we click that. That just is disappeared. Okay. Same, looking at Zoom info, we were again able to find this sort of relic. We found that he was Deputy Chief Patrol Agent at the Department of Homeland Security. The Department of Homeland Security, for which we know Erica Kirk's mother also is involved, extensive contracts with the Department of Homeland Security. Says that he's been in Customs and Border Protection for 9 years. I'm assuming that's going to continue with the Department of Homeland Security. But again, we don't know because this has been wiped. Okay. And so I started crawling through some newspapers, trying to find this person's face. Interestingly enough, we know, like I said, he's been stationed in Tucson, Arizona. That Thomas Martin on Border Patrol at least since 1985. We know this because he was actually mentioned in a lawsuit as a young agent, and the content of this lawsuit is impressive. This is an old newspaper article. Again,
talking about another man's
21st,
husband yet again.
1985. It appeared in the Times
Candace
Union.
can't stop
And it
obsessing
says the
over other women's
sanctuary movement
husbands.
is on trial. It tells us the story of this guy who picked up.
Candace, we don't care. This guy does not pay our mortgage. We don't care. You refuse to sit down and figure out who an alternative shooter could be. You never put these people on the campus of UVU at the scene of the crime, which is why we're not asking for your alibi along with George Farmer's. I mean, seriously, Candace, you know you had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. And you keep telling on yourself. And your dumb cult members still keep misspelling your name in my chat.
Hitchhiker, and there a movement was born, and to begin smuggling
y'all, 'cause
humans
you know this
across
is so
the border
dumb.
and hiding them into churches. I kid you not.
Keep laughing, Candace.
It tells us that these pastors, as well as priests, were working together. Southside Presbyterian Church.
Yeah, Candace is laughing because she knows it's stupid.
A nun
Candace.
and six church lay workers were all going on trial in Tucson for concealing illegal aliens. And this nice mention that we get of Thomas Martin, we learn that Agent Thomas.
Candace, you should send them a lovely gift basket for concealing your identity all these years. We know you're an alien. We get it. You confess to it. Perhaps you should thank them for helping to, protect you all these years. You can make this up. Y'all, Candace is actually laughing as she shares this information. In her mind, as this sniffing glue starts to kick in, because she's high as hell. She's like, I can't believe this S is working. These people believe all the buffoonery coming out of my mouth. I can't believe this. This is so stupid. Yeah. Millions of people are going to watch the buffoonery. We're here to laugh at her. I could care less about what an alien who wants to be dictator of our country thinks. Just like she's laughing at herself, she must be seeing the colors. Yeah, Candace is on drugs.
Martin
this crackhead
was writing to his superiors. Essentially, the argument that he's making is we shouldn't invade these churches because then it's going to become a talking point that, look at the big bad, ICE agents that are invading churches, and we shouldn't do that. So I'm going to direct quote because he testified, and he said,
so she doesn't like ICE. What is she trying to say?
Quote, a ploy is going to be border patrol baiting in order to demonstrate to the public that the U.S. government thinks nothing of breaking down the doors of their churches to drag Jesus Christ out to be tortured and murdered. So he's saying if we do this, it's going to be, if I'm to understand this, it's going to be a talking point. So he's making the argument that we shouldn't do it, or it's going to be a talking point. Again, where is this Thomas Martin? And I want to be clear.
He said right next to your damn daddy. Candace, understand this. He's probably trying to figure out where's this George Farmer. I mean, what the hell? Tell George to come out the closet. Oh, yeah, he's got an essay allegation levied against him from another grown man. Like, you can't make this up. They refuse to talk about it. While Candace is taking photos where she's grabbing other women's butts. Yeah. Candace, why are you on this topic? Stop trying to find these people. They are of no significance or value to you, and you know it. Mitch Snow is still a dumbass liar. You're helping him get what? What's the target? 250,000? He's raised over 140,000. You know, the cult members should be so proud. They're helping a liar who provided zero evidence at all to pocket over $140,000, money that most of them will never ever see in their lifetime. You should be so proud of giving up your bill money to that. Be proud of that. Most of you probably sacrificed your Christmases to give Mitch Snow some money. And he still provided zero photo or video evidence to prove anything that he said. You could at least demand it. Stop being lazy. Y'all, the Candace cult, you know, the candy asses, boy. God, reading is not fundamental to these people. Candace, spell concurrent. We're waiting on that.
Did you guys send tips? This is not Thomas G. Martin. If you're doing a basic search and finding another Thomas Martin who works in
it is not her job to tell us to do any searches. We don't
Thomas
care.
G. Martin. That is not the same Thomas Martin that's been in Tucson. We've obviously already investigated the obvious lead there. Please do not send us any tips about Buffalo, New York, and the other Thomas Martin. But regarding this one, please.
Yeah, because if you do, that person can sue you for, you know, misidentifying them because Candace brought their name up and, you know, because most of her cult members can't read. They're still going to do it anyway. Candace, they're going to sue the hell out of you. You've already misidentified someone, posting up a photo of a man that turned out to be the wrong person because you still don't know how to vet. Whatever happened to that guy? Yeah, she posted up a photo of somebody. Posted up a photo of someone, and it was the wrong person. It was not the person she was talking about. And now that person had to reach out to her and say, that's not me. I don't know who that is. That's not me. You posted up a photo of me, but that's not the same person you're talking about. All these people she keep doxing, they can sue her ass. And all these people impersonating investigators online can be sued as well. You can be named as co-defendants. Most of them aren't that smart to stay hidden. So, you know, it is what it is. What is the point she's trying to make? This is so crazy. This is so crazy. I see your email, Thomas Martin's image. Okay. Because she was just talking about somebody, just random people like, y'all. What do these people have to do with Charlie Kirk? What does any of this have to do with Charlie Kirk? She started out dogging out TPUSA for having a concert. Basically, for pre-recording a concert. Here's an alternative in case you don't like watching the NFL. Reasons, blah, blah, blah. Here's music. Oh, no, how dare you all get 20 million views on that? Now we're talking about some random person who still has no connection to Charlie Kirk at all. The husband of somebody that she doesn't like. All of this because Candace got fired. Candace, can you blame them the way you act? I mean, she's like a scorned lover.
Please do send us tips to
keep trolling her ass
more
in that
tips,
email.
pardon, at CandaceOwens.com. Because
y'all
like
still have some invoices.
Maybe somebody worked with this Thomas Martin. Again, we know that he's been living in the Tucson area for decades.
You're sitting here doxing people.
I can find a record of him working.
Doxing. It's illegal.
The Southern Command.
Keep breaking the law.
That is interesting. Lastly, I've also received a solid tip.
She's
shocking
doxing
that
again,
Tracy's
Francis.
daughter is actually Erica's assistant.
Man.
I'll put an allegedly there.
You're about to
confirm that information. But the source knows these people.
What source?
And remarkably,
y'all know these sources are just figments of her imagination. You can tell when that sugar booger starts to kick in, another source comes up. We're on source what number? 151? Candace has got over 150 sources that are all a figment of her imagination. We will never lay eyes upon these people because they all come up and magically appear when she takes that sugar booger in. You got to be high as hell to see these imaginary sources. Okay. What shall we name this one? Shall we name it Kid Rock in honor of Kid Rock? You're like, later, look, don't name it. Wait a minute. This source will be named Bad Bunny. Oh man, perfect. So her new source, aka Bad Bunny, that she just conjured up because she's high as hell, has told her something new about somebody else's husband. And now she's trying to dox them. Oh, Candace. This is priceless.
This is the shocking part. And this I don't have to put in allegedly.
Oh, Bad
text
Bunny.
Messages from September 11th. Tracy told friends
Why is she
that
chopping
her
up her
daughter,
words? Yeah.
possibly Erica's assistant, was supposed to be at UVU on September 10th. But Tracy had a bad feeling about it. Wait, Erica's best friend had a bad feeling about what was going to happen on September 10th. Yep. And so
She's trying to recall how Bad Bunny told her this in another vision while she was high as hell. Watch out, Candace. That sniffing glue is just it's not working out in your favor, okay? And don't let your kids play with the sniffing glue. This is mommy's. This is not glue for the paper, children. This is mommy's glue. Don't take this out of my drawer ever again. Stay out of my closet. Y'all, Bad Bunny came to her in a vision and told her some things while he was wearing a dress. You can't make this up. It was pink. And then George Farmer was like, where did you get that dress from?
her daughter, Erica's assistant, from going. Tracy had a divine intuition that her daughter should not go to UVU, but she didn't share that with Erica about maybe she should have said her husband shouldn't have gone.
George is mad that Bad Bunny looks better than
that, it's your best friend. Maybe did Erica talk to her alleged assistant about that? Hey, maybe we shouldn't go. My mom's saying I shouldn't go because she's a bad feeling something bad's going to happen. And if something bad does happen,
Candace, stop winging it.
Thank God Tracy didn't send her daughter because she had a bad intuition. But did she share that with Erica?
She winging it. Yeah, she is winging it.
Does that sound right to you guys? Is that?
No, none of this is right. It sounds like you're high as hell, Candace.
Look, I don't know what's going on, but I know that it is not what they are telling us is going on. Okay, I'll leave it at that. We will take a quick break and be back after some
thank God, y'all. We had a commercial already. Y'all, Candace, does that sound right to you all? No, none of this sounds right. Candace, who knows how your mind operates when you're high as hell on sugar booger? Okay, you're asking us if something sounds right because you high. Yeah, crack is whack. Her Bad Bunny source has come to life and is sitting here feeding her all this nonsense. And she has the audacity and the gall to ask us, does this sound right? Oh. What child? Candace. Oh, you dumb White Walker. You alien from outer space. You can't. Why are you asking us how this sounds? You should have checked with your source. Before that high went down to a low level, you came out them clouds. You should have asked Bad Bunny. Does this sound right to you? Oh, Lord have mercy. You can imagine Bad Bunny and George Farmer fighting over the dress. Child. Come on with this dumb crap, girl. I fast forward through her Hidden Valley Ranch stuff. Oh, how her sponsors.
Like the base is going to hate this. Don't do that. That's a very bad idea.
Did she go to her sponsors already?
And I'd wondered, I don't know what to make of that, but I wanted to give you guys to do. So whether a lot of pictures, 100
hold on.
As a preferred customer today, that's purged her Instagram of a lot of pictures. 126 posts she deleted.
Yeah, boy, if only
and I'd wondered what drove that. Why would you delete 126 posts off of your Instagram page? And when I did my master timeline, I realized that this was the
Candace
time
did the
when
same
things
thing.
were really heating up with Israel and Iran. I had mentioned that to you in the past, and I had wondered to myself, If she had moved to do that after
Juju.
Charlie beat Bibi Netanyahu in a debate and all of his Zionist thugs at the White House, and he had convinced Trump
Oh,
that he
Caleb.
should
Hey,
have
Caleb.
just a limited military, not exercise,
Now, this is live, y'all.
limited military operation in Iran, which ended up being Operation Midnight Hammer. Well, I can now confirm that the
Exactly.
date that
Jennifer, thank you.
Charlie went into the White House and went up like toe to toe with Bibi Netanyahu's and his thugs who wanted more action in Iran, and he won, was on June 18th. So to make that very clear, on June 18th, Charlie goes head to head with the Zionists and Bibi Netanyahu, who are trying to convince Trump that there needs to be more action in Iran, that America should get behind.
Candace, read the script, girl.
Charlie's in there
Read
like
the
base is going to hate
script.
this. Don't do that. That's a very bad idea. And Charlie wins. Tucker spoke about that. You can go find the clips of Tucker speaking about the fact
No,
that
I'm not listening
Charlie
to a grown man sound like Mickey
spoke
Mouse.
up for America. Really spoke up for Americans and said, "Don't do this. You know, you promised
clown.
no wars. Keep this as a limited operation." That's June 18th. The very next day, on June 19th, Erica purges her Instagram. She deletes 126 posts.
So what, Candace? You've purged your social media. Are you gonna ever, be honest with your cult and tell them that you unfriended Charlie Kirk and you didn't talk to him for months? Because social media can reveal that information. Are you gonna tell your cult members that while you sit here and pretend like you love him so much? Y'all know her cult could care less about TPUSA or Charlie Kirk. None of these people, they want her to hate bash him. That's what they want. They want her to start dogging out Charlie Kirk. The moment she starts doing that, now she's already called him a liar once, and he's not here to defend himself. But the more she does that, the more they'll love her. Because deep down, most of them don't care about TPUSA or Charlie Kirk at all. They don't care. So, Candace, just skip to the end where you are hate bashing Charlie Kirk. Just get to the end of this. Because that's exactly where all this is going. You don't have to pretend like you love them for your cult. They believe whatever you say. Skip to the end. What are you waiting for? Don't be a coward now. Go ahead. Go all the way there. You've already gone all the way there with Erica Kirk. Won't you tell us how much you hate Charlie Kirk? Why did you only tell this to, what's his name, Dave Rubin, over some chicken parm? She didn't deny that flat out, by the way, people. She never denied that she was hate bashing Charlie Kirk at this man's house over chicken parmesan. She just laughed it off like, oh, I can't believe he said that. She never said, no, I never once said I did not hate it. I hated him. I never once said that. Never even denied it. She just tried to giggle it away and said something about Dave Rubin, but she never denied that she was hate bashing Charlie Kirk for over an hour over the chicken parm. Oh, Lord. Candace, just get to the end of this. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, this binge is going to, it only lasts for so long, okay? Be patient. Bad Bunny could only tear her up so much.
I had wondered if that was the way it went, that Charlie
ridiculous.
pissed off Bibi and then Erica purged her Instagram. I don't know what to make of that, but I wanted to give you guys that data point, which is from our master timeline.
Oh, God,
okay,
it's a master
timeline.
timeline.
Not entirely. Something else that's on our master timeline is, of course, this Hamptons thing, which it was so strange. There were so many lies that came out of this. Me, also credit to Max Blumenthal, broke this story that Charlie had this, as we had described it, a very heated confrontation, and he was being pushed by Zionists about his shifting support for Israel. They all came out and gave these clean, buttoned-up statements saying that wasn't true. It described it as, we were.
Why do we care about Max
It was just like, tossing some ideas to him. And Charlie said, well, it was just like a spirited debate, they said. And I said, no. Max Blumenthal said no as well. That's not what went down in the Hamptons. No, they were pressing Charlie. He was stressed out by it, and things got heated. He was being yelled at. They always disputed this narrative. Well, enter in this hero, Carrie Prejean Bowler. And she is Catholic. I'm going to state that because it's just Catholic ganging right now. This morning.
Wait, what? She just hates to accept the fact that Charlie Kirk was not Catholic. like in this reality and in the next, Candace, Charlie Kirk will not be Catholic. I can guarantee you that. He wasn't Catholic. Why do you keep saying that? He couldn't admire one building without her sitting here lying about him being Catholic. Oh my dear Lord. Why does she want him to be Catholic so bad? Why he just couldn't be what he was? Why does he have to be Catholic? Someone she hate bashed for an hour over chicken parmesan, by the way. Because she never denied it and she did it. Candace, this is so ridiculous. She's already called him a liar. I mean, seriously, what is your point? You're not telling us who the alternative shooter is. Because right now it's George Farmer. Good God.
There was a Religious Liberty Commission hearing on anti-Semitism, and Seth Dillon gets up there of the Babylon Bee. He was the chief. Him and Natasha were the chiefs of pressing Charlie in the Hamptons. Okay. And Seth Dillon's just supposed to be the funny guy testifying from the Babylon Bee about the rise of anti-Semitism and what are we going to do? And Carrie took it as an opportunity, since he's under oath. When you testify, you're actually under oath, to ask him about a variety of topics. First and foremost, she presses him because he was also one of the chiefs of Christ is King is anti-Semitic. And she questions him on that perspective. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
On their social media platform, would you label that an anti-Semitic if you're looking into the context of what they're saying it, or if they just say it, Christ is King? Like, it could be. You have to look at the context. Yeah. But I would say that's anti-Christian if you're analyzing why I'm saying Christ is King. No, saying the phrase Jesus Christ is not taking the Lord's name in vain unless you're doing it in a certain context, right? There's context matters. Yeah, so going back to Candace Owens, when she worked for Daily Wire, your friend Ben fired her because she said Christ is King. And I never said that what she said was anti-Semitic. Okay, but you're calling her an anti-Semite. Oh, yes, because she said way worse than that. Okay, let's move on, because everyone seems to be obsessed with Candace. My last question, why were you at the Hamptons?
Who the hell is this lady? Why do we care about her?
Do you think that anything Candace has said is anti-Semitic? No, I don't. Nothing, ever.
Look, don't try to convince them otherwise. Just let them think what they think.
I listen to her daily. You should look up more. I haven't heard one thing out of her mouth that I would say is anti-Semitic.
Yeah, listen. I don't do this to try to convince her cult members of anything otherwise. That's why they come over here. They get mad. I give them a little banter, but that's about it. I don't prove anything to them because I owe them nothing. Don't try to influence or to change their mind. They have a hive mentality. They think what they want to think. They believe whatever she says. That's it. In their world, Candace is queen and king and Lord and Savior. They worship the ground she walks on. There's no convincing them of anything else. It's a cult. Seth Dillon, don't try to convince Candace's cult following of a damn thing. Let them think what they want to think. Because at the very least, I take pride in telling them they can kick rocks when they think they're going to come over here and tell me to prove something to them, to which I will never do. I don't owe you shit. Candace, you're asking people to confirm something for you. For what? It's not going to be acceptable to you and your cult. What's the point of trying to confirm anything for her and her cult? They only believe what she says, and she only believes what her imaginary sources say when she's high as hell. Bad Bunny has a better chance of convincing her of something than anyone with factual evidence. So if Bad Bunny is coming to her in her vision, wearing a dress, telling her this is how it goes and this is what heaven looks like, and she believes that, who are we to try to change her mind? He's just going to let her think it. Only Candace can change Candace's mind, or whatever drug she's snorting up. That sniffing glue is something else. We're not here to do that. We're not here to convince her following of anything. They can get mad till kingdom come. We don't care. They don't pay our bills. Hit the like button if you're going to be here. But it is what it is. It's not for us to change their minds. Just like TPUSA needs to stop responding to her. Don't even say her name. Don't even entertain a question or a conversation where Candace Amber Owens, the alien, comes up. Just say, We don't. That person does not exist in our world. That's how insignificant she is at this point. Moving on. Next question. You can think whatever you want to think of her. Like, I would not have even entertained this lady. All right, Candace, who? Oh, someone who doesn't pay my mortgage. I don't care what she thinks. You have to invalidate her by making her less important. That's it. We're here to laugh at her. I enjoy it. And it pisses off the cult members. They so mad. Why are you watching her then? Because I do what the hell I want to do. Have you not figured that out? I am the queen of YouTube. I get to do what I want. Yeah, this is what it comes down to. This whole back and forth he's doing with this lady here, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. There's nothing you can say or do to convince Candace of anything. Don't try to change her mind. Let her believe that unicorns exist on Earth and they fly. When she finds out the hard way that's not a thing and she's off of one of those binges, then she'll start understanding. Until then, it is what it is. When she breaks the law, when she goes out and docks people and defames people and commits cyber crimes, sue her ass. Take her to court. The one place she finds to be absolutely scary. That's the only thing that gets Candace in check. Court. Lawsuit. That's it. The idea of her standing before a judge in a court of law petrifies her. It makes her pee-pee in the bed at night. That's the only way to get her to understand where you're coming from and you're not playing with her ass. That's it. Don't confirm anything for her. For what? She's just yammering away at whatever Bad Bunny has told her last night while she was high as hell. Like, this is where we are now. She's not even reading her script. Candace, you're not that smart to just, come off the top of the dome. You don't have a brain either. So at the end of the day, all this stuff that's coming out of her mouth, it's just for entertainment purposes. This is all PR stunt for her to keep getting 3 million views a video. That's all this is. I can't take this stuff seriously. Y'all know that. Candace, you're here for entertainment purposes, girl. No one takes you seriously. Because you will never, ever get up and fly to Phoenix and face Erica Kirk. They've invited you to go out there and to show up in person. Your cult wanted to sit here talking about how they're afraid for your life. No, it's just some cowardly nonsense. She had the opportunity to face Erica Kirk in person last year, and she flaked it, talking about something George, something farmer. He came out the closet, said no. So when you have a coward that's sitting here running her mouth behind a screen, but won't go in person and say these same things, are we to take this seriously? Do you take a coward like this seriously that won't say this stuff to Erica's face? How many of you all think that Erica got hands? I mean, seriously, if they had to go and just go into a fist fight, I think Erica Kirk will whoop her ass. What y'all think? Put a one in the chat if you had to see a fight, boxing match between Candace the alien and Erica Kirk. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Candace would win. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Erica Kirk would win. I think that'll go to Erica Kirk. That'll go to Erica Kirk. I think Erica Kirk will mollywop her. Can't make this up. I'm just saying. Put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if Candace would win. 2 in the chat if you think now Erica Kirk got hands. She look like she can lay hands. She gonna give a couple combos. It's gonna knock her ass out. Oh man, Erica Kirk would just, oh God. Candace, I think Erica Kirk would mollywop you all over that boxing ring, girl. She was like, Candace looked like she would like a bone would break if you punched her too hard with her skinny behind. Candace, drugs are bad. You're not even gaining weight. You're losing it. You're looking more and more like an actual alien. Like you have the head of an alien, Candace. Eat a meal. You can't make this up. Erica Kirk, all you got to do is just aim for her chin and just knock her flat out. That's it. Don't worry about like a skull cracking or anything. I don't think she's made up the same way as human beings. Child boo. So we got 1 in the chat for Candace is going to win. 2 in the chat for Erica Kirk is going to win. Erica Kirk would obliterate Candace. Girl, is she even 100 pounds at this point? It's not even healthy, Candace. All this obsession and stuff you're doing, you're trying to make yourself look good. This is how Candace has to make herself look good. She has to play videos of people kissing her ass and sitting here mentioning her, talking about blah, 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 to make herself feel good. Her kids don't make her happy. George Farmer definitely doesn't, because Boys Club is going to be about Boys Club, you know. No. This right here is what makes Candace happy. And Erica Kirk could go months without even saying her name. Now, you tell me, what's more important here? Who's happy is here? You think Erica Kirk is stunning this girl? No. Erica Kirk hopefully will not say her name again until she says, I am suing Candace Owens and I will see you in court. The end. Otherwise, she'll be stunning her. They did a whole Super Bowl halftime show and Candace is mad about it. Not one time did any of those people there say Candace's name. Think about it. Not one time. She wants to banter over social media with Erica Kirk. She's not getting it, and now she's mad. And she knows all Erica has to do at this point, drop a lawsuit. It's that simple. Here's the lawsuit. Kick rocks. We don't care what you say. We're just going to record it and use it as evidence in the court of law. You know, that one place you're afraid of. Who cares? So don't convince the Candace's followers and the cult members of anything. Let them think what they want to think. That's why they sit here and they come in my chat and then they learn the hard way. I really don't give a crap. Then they mad and they throw a tantrum and they pout. Then they say, we're leaving, goodbye. And then they come back under a new user profile name. It is what it is. It's funny to me. But until Candace can prove she's not a coward and she can actually, define the term concurrent, all of this is just pure entertainment. She's an evil, soulless alien from the pits of hell. That's honestly, I mean, the best way to get back at Candace, sue her ass and keep living. Chabu. Don't try
it's just dripping off of him, like the evil, the dishonesty. He then goes on to say a bunch of things that I never, ever, ever said, of course, because they have to just make things up. And he's like, no, she now says outwardly what she thinks about Jews, and there's no separation between Zionists and Jews. Yes, there is. Half the time I'm attacking these Christian Zionists for the exact same reason, where they're trying to sell to us racial supremacy, which is really just Israeli supremacy.
Racial supremacy.
Right? And telling us that if we don't worship Israel, it's problematic. And gratefully she gets up and she calls him on that. She's like, what are you even speaking about?
Supremacy.
And so then she, as you see, she's kind of saying the groundwork for it. She decides to move to the topic of the Hamptons. And here is what Seth Dillon had to say.
The Hamptons meeting was a retreat called by Charlie. It was I don't know if many of you are familiar with this. I'll give you a little context, but there was a claim that was made that an intervention was staged with Charlie, where people pulled him into a room in a very aggressive manner.
Oh, God. Candace, racial supremacy is not a concept.
Because they felt like he was straying away from his support for Israel. That was the claim. The Hamptons retreat, and that was, the Hamptons retreat was characterized that way. It was not like that. There were about 30 people there, handpicked and invited by Charlie personally. He brought us there. He stood at the front of the room with a microphone throughout the thing. The theme of it was Save the West. His primary focus was on the threat of Islam, the problem of Islam. There was heated and spirited debate about the issue of Israel in the room, but it was debate that Charlie himself initiated, and he wanted to hear different perspectives on it. And so we voiced a lot of our perspectives. One of the things that I disagreed with him on was he said that, if you're not sufficiently supportive of Israel, it can be really ruinous for you in a position like his. If you criticize Israel at all, they'll try to denigrate you and destroy you and call you names, call you anti-Semitic, etc. And it can ruin you. And I said, yeah, certainly that's true, but it can also be very costly to stand up to those people. And I gave the example of my own experience where I criticized not the I criticized the critics of Israel, and they tried to destroy me. And so, you know, we can all, you know, whine and cry about the consequences of what might happen if we say certain things, but everybody has a right to give their opinion and say what they.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? The cult members that think that if you don't agree with Candace, you shouldn't have a YouTube video or channel. Funny how they think that free speech only works one way, when you're saying what they want to hear. That's why here in the Lady Luck Club, we don't give a damn how they feel. We just don't. If you're sitting here trying to limit free speech, period, regardless of who it's coming from, you're a hypocrite. I don't, that's why I don't sit here and let people dictate what I say. For what? It's absolutely absurd. You have to agree with Candace to have a video and a channel. They have a view. Or else somehow they think your consciousness is being affected. Who the hell it ain't? Who the hell is Candace? Child boo. That heifer can kick rocks. Candace Amber Owens, farmer, can kick rocks barefoot. She has no effect on my consciousness or my soul whatsoever. She is not God. And these dumb cult members keep putting that in the chat. Yeah, it's so funny.
So there was back and forth like that, but there were many people that came out and made statements afterwards that it was completely mischaracterized, and that was really evil what she did. You know, to lie about a situation like that and try to portray it as though the Jews were trying to blackmail Charlie. That resulted in death threats.
She never said
She
that.
absolutely said that.
No,
she put my face on a movie poster for I Know What You Did Last Summer, suggesting that I had a role in his murder. Like I played a role in his murder. That's why someone tried to kill me and my family and got arrested in Texas.
That's why she can't deny it.
Love Zionists. No matter what, they can be.
See, she couldn't deny it because she actually did that. And that is something that can be Googled. She literally put that up. She did that. She put his face on a poster. You can't make this up. She can't even deny that she did that. She can't even deny it. She did it. So her trying to say, oh, I did, that's not true. No, it is true. She absolutely did that.
Like that and try to portray it as though the Jews were trying to blackmail Charlie. That resulted in death threats.
She never said
She
that.
absolutely said that.
No,
she put my face on a movie poster for I Know What You Did Last Summer, suggesting that I had a role in his murder. Like I played a role in his murder.
She couldn't even say no. Look at that.
My family and got arrested in Texas.
I just love Zionists. No matter what, they can be a victim. She put my name on it. She put my face on a thumbnail.
She didn't care about the consequences.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. An objectively hilarious thing that I did. Go me. That is fantastic.
But that doesn't mean that there was not some negative consequences to come behind it. You see, you understand how she tries to minimize anyone else that speaks out and says something because she didn't like it. She's trying to minimize the negative consequence and the backlash that came from this. As if she pays his mortgage. She doesn't pay his bills. She doesn't have to take care of him. So for him to say, this is what happened to me because of this, it's justified because it actually happened. He could prove it happened. Just like she's proving that she did this. She put his face on this poster. Minimizing the consequences that he suffered from this, though, it has to be the most soulless act ever. See, I don't expect Candace and her cult members to have a consciousness if it's not what they want to feel. If they can't objectively look at that and hear that and say, you know what, no one should have to suffer that type of backlash for a poster. She can't deny that she did it. The act was done. It's right here. She can't even deny what he said as far as what occurred to him, what happened to him because of this. But it's the fact that she feels nothing about it. She's trying to say, oh, it's funny. No, but it's not. Not when he experienced adverse effects of it. But because she wants to minimize the horrible she does, she's just laughing it off like it's a joke. And I'm not supposed to sit here and call her a crackhead. You can't make this up.
And he wants us to think that it almost led to his murder. They're just such
So says a
they massacre
crackhead with no
children
soul.
overseas and
You can't
defend
make
it and
this up.
explain it away. Zionists, that's actually what's happening. And then you put them on a little
Candace, you
thumbnail
dumb crackhead.
poster, as in I know what you did last summer, because that's punny. Okay, it is. And we're speaking about the Hamptons, and now he's like, I almost got killed. I almost died.
Look at
This is
this.
not okay. It's evil. No, what's evil is
Candace, you're a soulless miscreant from hell. Just because you take time out of your day to do snuffing glue and sugar booger, just to have a conversation with Bad Bunny and deceased persons of Amy Winehouse, does not mean that he should not have received a death threat. What is wrong with you? You try to implicate him being a part of Charlie Kirk's assassination while you refuse to give us your alibi. Where's Candace's alibi? Where's George Farmer's alibi? Because we're all going there. We're all saying Candace has something to do with it. Where's her alibi to prove us wrong? You know, since this is how she operates. This is her MO. She puts dumb things out there and then wants someone else to prove her right or wrong. That's not how that works. But why not give her a taste of her own medicine? Tell George to take that dress off and tell us exactly where he was on September 10th. Or he can keep it on. Just tell us where he was. Where's his alibi? Candace, you said once upon a time, in the absence of evidence, you're going to make assumptions and theorize. So are we. In the absence of evidence, Candace had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. In the absence of evidence. Now, she can drop an alibi and some evidence on it. Until then, she has something to do with it. You know, because two can play this game, Candace. I know you listening, you dumb heifer.
you lied. And now you're adjusting your story. Everybody go back and watch the clips of them discussing what happened in the Hamptons. And she is correct. I never said that he was blackmailed. Charlie described what happened in the Hamptons as he was being morally blackmailed. And by the way, you can find clips of Charlie speaking about how he felt that he was being morally blackmailed over his position on Israel. Those are Charlie's words, not mine. And he felt he was being morally blackmailed because of what Seth Dillon did. So first, Seth Dillon's perspective was it was just a nice, lovely, spirited debate. Now he's changing this, and he admits that it got heated.
Oh my God.
Where was that? Why couldn't acknowledge that it got heated before, Seth? When we were saying that that was true and that's what happened. And by the way, they never want to touch the facts. Even when they all came out, these carefully orchestrated legal type statements to be like, oh, nothing happened in the Hamptons. No one even wanted to touch the fact that Bibi Netanyahu called, which I told you happened. Everything I said was true. It got heated. Charlie was being pressed. He was so stressed about what happened in the Hamptons that it spilled over into his conversation with Megyn Kelly. Kudos to Megyn for telling the truth about how he was feeling. Kudos to Tucker Carlson for telling the truth about how he was feeling. They were just, oh no, they told us.
Yo, why does Tucker Carlson sound like Mickey Mouse? For real. He sound like Mickey Mouse high on helium. Like, what's the deal? It's like his vocal cords, just his voice never dropped. You know? Like, he has the weirdest talking voice ever. I can't listen to that guy. I just feel like I don't have to be halfway asleep to listen to Tucker Carlson in order for it to be for it to not be annoying. You know, shout out to all his fans out there, because I'm certainly not one.
Charlie never even flinched on Israel. Now he's saying it got heated. Well, why would it get heated? Was this a mock debate? As they try to present it like it was,
Charlie Kirk is not here to defend himself.
If Charlie's position was not shifting, why would it get heated?
He's not here to even answer that question.
If he just got heated about how much he loved Israel in the room. He's like,
Candace, don't you commune with the dead? Go and ask Charlie Kirk next time you go to sleep. When you go to bed tonight, ask Charlie Kirk in your sleep. Candace is the one that communes with the dead, okay? She claims to have many visions and many conversations over tea and crackers and cheese with Charlie Kirk. Why aren't you just asking him when you go to bed tonight? Have another vision, summon up his dead spirit, and then you can have that conversation and ask him all these questions. Mighty funny how he told her somebody betrayed me and didn't give her names. Why would he do that? What? This is coming from the crackhead that sits here and talks to dead people. Candace. Oh, Lord, yo. Candace, when she runs out of content, she's going to start doing ASMR. I see dead people. nothing. It's at my ears that just smells disgusting. Shout out to ASMR. You can't make this up. She's so mad that he didn't want her. You can't, Candace, just ask him yourself. What are you asking us?
I'm just so angry that people don't get how much I love it. I love it. And Seth was like, I know. Ah! And they got angry and heated because they both just loved Israel. That's what they wanted us to believe. It is obnoxious. They lie, but they feel nothing when they lie. Okay? Just like Josh Hammer.
Candace feels nothing when she's sending death threats.
Lied about what happened in the Hamptons. It was heated. Charlie was pressed. I said that factually because I had eyewitness reports of exactly what happened. And it is a fact. Bibi Netanyahu called
a debate.
Erica says
Candace.
He didn't offer to take Turning Point to the next level. Okay, Erica. Andrew.
Candace, if he was moderating a debate between other people, Candace, if he was moderating, why do you care? He was moderating. Does she not understand what a moderator is? Does Candace have moderators on her channel? I don't think she understands the definition of that word either. Y'all, we have to assume that Candace does not understand the definition of the word moderator, along with concurrent. She can't define that either. Or meritocracy. She can barely pronounce that. God, Candace, read a book. Stop getting off script. We can all tell you're off script. This is her winging it. This is her trying to wing it. You see why it's coming out like garbage? Good grief. You got to practice your script, Candace. Meritocracy. Concurrent. Bad Bunny. Crack. Angel dust. Like, you got to practice these words. I thought I told you. You got to get your vocabulary up. You speak like an Ewok right now. We don't understand half of what you're talking about. You're asking questions that should be posed to Charlie Kirk. And obviously you have a way to speak with him in death. So, I mean, what are you asking us for? You can make this up. Yeah, this is ridiculous. She's asking us questions that should be posed to Charlie Kirk next time she go to bed. Candace, go to get there. All right, you unfamiliar spirit, get done.
Poll that says that he did offer to take Turning Point to the level.
That is a witch.
And now he wants to go back and not address that point again because everything I told you was true. Charlie said on Bibi Netanyahu. He didn't even want Bibi Netanyahu on his radio show.
Witchcraft.
He's so done with Israel. Anybody care to fact check that? Did Bibi Netanyahu reach out to go on Charlie's podcast when he was doing the podcast rounds in July or August, whenever it was? The answer is I'm telling the truth.
No.
Okay, I am telling the truth, and
we don't have a reason to believe a witch. When you sit here talking about summoning up dead spirits, the Bible refers to that as witchcraft. It's called unfamiliar spirits. Candace, we have no reason to believe a witch. You go practice that voodoo somewhere else. If you don't get on somewhere, you witchcraft. You and Bad Bunny can just go get high somewhere and sniff glue. Like, what are you doing? Is anyone gonna prove me? Get fact check that? No, we're not. No, we don't even know what you. We don't care, Candace. We don't care. You making moot points. Oh, Erica Kirk is gonna sue the crap out of him.
The only reason they are lying about this, in my view, is because you only lie when you have something to hide. And it feels like motive. It feels like motive. They're protecting Bibi and they're protecting this narrative because there's a motive. Otherwise, you just say, yeah, I got into an argument with him. Kind of sucked. I wish that wasn't the last time I saw him.
About the witchcraft
you
thing.
Were an honest person. You had nothing to hide. That's what you would say. I'd say, man, I really regret that those are my last words to him. Life is short. It was so stupid. I don't even really care about his opinion on Israel anymore, man. I just feel terrible.
She's just running over these words.
They all said, Candace is a liar. And now we're slowly getting the truth about what got heated, what they were discussing. Charlie feeling, as he even describes it, morally blackmailed, telling him that it's ruinous. If you say anything about Israel, it's suddenly ruinous to your career. And Seth was fired up. Not Josh Hammer, I will say. It wasn't Josh Hammer. I got all fired up in that room. It was Seth. And Seth, you just look like a liar. Just want you know that. You just like your whole presence there. If you guys go back and watch it, the way he's like stumbling over his word, he's just lying. He just is lying.
Dennis, he didn't lie about the poster. or the death threat, because you know that's what you and your cult are known to do. That and witchcraft and summon up dead spirits. You cause this man to get a death threat. It's what you do. You should be wearing that proudly, you know, because you're an evil piece of crap. Like, I mean, when you're soulless, why do you care about someone calling you a witch? Why is your cult getting mad? Oh, we're going based on what the scripture says. You know, Christ is king. So we follow the word of God, and the Bible says that you're communing with dead spirits is considered witchcraft. Then Candace is a witch based on scripture. I mean, why dispute the Bible when you don't like the scripture when it applies? It applies here. Candace wants to commune with the dead. She's asking questions that Charlie Kirk cannot answer here on earth, but in her visions, probably. He won't tell her anything else. It's funny how that works. Don't get mad when we call her a witch. She's practicing witchcraft. When she goes to bed at night, she puts on her little black hat and gets on that magic broomstick right out of George Farmer's closet. And she just flies away into La La Land and then comes back regaling us of tales that her and Bad Bunny and 149 other sources have had with a dead person. Don't get at us. Don't get upset with us. She's the one saying that she talks to dead people. She's a witch. That's the Bible. That's the Bible. I'm gonna get the scripture, post it up in the chat. That's really gonna piss off the cult members.
And I like the nice little touch of the Babylon Bee, because now that we're getting into your true guiding theology, which is not Judaism,
the wicked
by the way,
witch of YouTube. Come on,
it
man.
makes perfect sense. You are not the funny guy at all. You are, in my view, completely unhinged, and you should feel remorse.
Candace,
for what
you're high as
in
hell,
the
you
end.
crackhead.
You should have come online and had some sort of conscience about telling the public lies about your last encounter with him. But of course you don't. That just kind of seems to be
no,
the entire Zionist era these days. You guys
She's
do
so
to
mad,
others
y'all.
and then constantly pretend you are the victims, including of a poster. Hey, Seth, I know what you did last summer. Okay. We will be back.
Candace, we know what you do when you go to bed.
All right, you guys, as a mother,
Wait, is this comment time? Candace, we know what you do when you go to bed. Y'all should steal PPs in the bed at night.
A simple, smart way to get your fight in with.
Okay, this is what she goes coming. I don't read the comments. I don't care. Candace is still PPs in the bed at night. We know what you do at night. That flying on that broom must be something else. This must be draining and exhausting. It requires her to drink a lot of water or alien blood, whatever she drinks. Like, you can't make this up. Hold on, let's see. There's some shorts out here. Oh my God, I got so many videos. I got so many emails, you all. Y'all, Juju sent some emails. He said we got to check out some shorts. Where did you send them? Juju, they may have gone to my spam. I think they went to my spam. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Chabu. Oh no, I think yeah. Oh. They went to my spam. Can you give me the name of the video? Is it something I can look up? I see one from Candia. Oh Lord, Candace have time thoughts. Candace. They clowning her over there on X.com, y'all. It's something else. Oh, you can't make this up. Oh Lord. Hold on. Yeah, I don't watch her read these comments because I just, I can't do it. She just sitting here just self-gratifying. It's the narcissism in her. They always do. Hold on. Hold on. What in the world? Wait, is this one? Is this one here? Mr. Blue Jeans. Is this one here? Juju? Y'all, I can't wait till Ami drop his new video. It's going to be something else. Ami, don't forget her and the witchcraft and the witch hat and the broom. You got to add all that in, buddy. You said yes? Okay, cool. Yeah, this is a short here. Okay, let's check this out. Hold on. Let me save it to my watch later and then put it over there because I don't like this mode.
She's jealous of Eric. Like, what are you talking about? Whoa!
Candace, you getting clowned out like hell, girl. What the? Oh, I know, right? Raven said if it was up to Candace, Tyler Robinson wouldn't be charged with murder. Exactly. Y'all. Whoa. It's that surfer. What's that? What's the personality we named with this one? With the Valley High girl personality? What we calling that one? Yeah, we got to name these personalities for real. Yeah, it's the surfer girl personality coming out. You know, she's got 150 voices in her head. You can't make this up.
She's jealous of Eric. Like, what are you talking about? Whoa! Whoa! Erica Kirk shuts down the No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion.
She sounds like she is jealous of Erica Kirk because she loved Charlie and Charlie chose Erica.
Unlike those ill-begotten heirs on the show.
I don't know how you look at this person and are not filled with disgust, especially as a man.
They just tried to wipe away years of my life by pretending, completely fictionalized, that Charlie and I had a breakup, right?
You don't find that suspicious?
When Charlie and I were hitting the road together, just so you guys know, here's a fun fact. I had a boyfriend.
Stop the cap.
I was nowhere near Charlie's type, and Charlie was nowhere near mine.
Maybe Charlie saw the demon within her, the demonic presence, and he cast her out.
By the way, to the earlier comment about seeing that thing about the...
Oh, man. Tim Cass, he saw more than a demon. He saw that yeast infection manifest itself, and he just like, oh, no. Oh, it looks like a whole booger. Y'all. Hold on. I got to see. I got to pull up. What's that character that used to be from McDonald's? Not the Hamburglar, the one, the purple one. Rumpus or something like that? Oh, my God. What is it? Is it Rumpus, the McDonald characters? Oh my God. What was it? Grimace. Yeah. Yeah, this is what Candace's yeast infection looked like when it manifests itself. Hold on. It's coming out. What the? Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, Candace, you're going to hate my guts. You already do, but whatever. I don't care. Oh, hold on. Yeah, we almost there, y'all. We almost there. It's worth the wait. It is worth the wait. I'm trying to show you all what Candace's yeast infection looks like as a manifested object. Oh, Candace. Oh my God. Candace, you're gonna be so mad. You know I don't give a damn, right? Oh, Candace, you know I don't care about how you feel, girl. Candace, this is what happens when you let this yeast infection get out of control. And then the yeast infection manifests itself, and then it does drugs. Okay? We tried to warn you to get it under control. We tried to tell her. It's like an alter ego. She can't help it. Y'all, here's Candace's yeast infection. Candace, this is her. Yo, this is Candace's yeast infection. Candace, girl, you gotta stop doing that crap. This is what Charlie saw in that hotel the many nights they were traveling. He saw this come to life. Somebody send this to Erica Kirk. Girl, this thing scared your husband many a nights before y'all married. Your husband was a good. He was okay. He picked well. How dare you, Candace, think that Charlie Kirk was supposed to choose this over Erica Kirk? You gross. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all, that yeast infection was doing that purple scissor. Oh, Candace, your yeast infection came to life, girl. Started doing drugs right with you. Sipping on the scissor. Sip, sip, sip. Sipping on the scissor. Candace, this is all your fault. You had this coming. Oh, Lord have mercy, y'all. It's like Barney the dinosaur just went full-blown drug binge. I love you. Candace, I can do this all day. Oh, George Farmer must be, boy, he's like, you know what? I can't compete with this. So why try? Oh, Lord have mercy. This is why George Farmer's hiding in the closet, Candace. Is this why George Farmer's in the closet? You can't make this up. You can at least tell Grimace to brush his teeth. I mean, if you're going to sit here and have a sidekick, make sure he takes a shower and brushes his teeth. Y'all, Grimace looks like he was vaccinated with crack. Somebody said Candace seems like the type of person that sits in the car by herself with a mask on. Yeah, because it is. This thing comes out of her, and she's got to find a way to stay immune to it. Like, you can't. This highly contagious it is. Candace, it's your fault. You allowed this yeast infection to get out of control. Don't get mad at us. This is where her alter ego is. Yeasty. Y'all say hello to Yeasty. Say hi, Yeasty. Come on, just throw Yeasty in the chat. Yeasty. You said hello, Yeasty. All right. Yeasty is like he just wants to feel the love. And at this point, he just wants to feel the love. All right. George is ignoring her. Charlie Kirk is ignoring her in life and in death. Erica Kirk is about to sue the crap out of her. You know, Yeasty is her best friend. All right. You're just doing a poor job of taking care of your best friend, Candace. Minus that 7 no longer works. Y'all say hello to Yeasty. All right. Candace, we have more. Oh, Milk Bar TV. We had a video that I have not seen. I wanted to check out right quick. Because we got Umar coming up next. And oh man, Umar, you got it coming. You got it coming, you dumb Oompa Loompa. Here another one. Jesus Christ. Y'all, I'm on fire tonight. I'll tell y'all that right now. Oh, the code is so mad. They're so mad at me. All right, y'all. Let's go, y'all. Let's check out Milk Bar. What y'all? Yeasty. Candace, I warned you. I warned you. You keep on, you're gonna have us all going in on you, you heifer. She got to learn the hard way, y'all. This is a witch that's got to learn the hard way. This is what happens when you still have not mastered the English language. If you're gonna assimilate amongst humanity, understand the definition of the word concurrent. Like, you can't make this up. So shout out to Milk Bar TV. Yo, he has how many videos did he have? Okay, and then there was a couple I saw from Edie Low. Shout out to her as well. But this is the newest one I have not seen. So we're gonna check this out. Candace Owens playbook for engagement farming. Oh God. Well, I have no idea what this is. So let's get into it. Shout out to Milk Bar. You guys make sure you go check him out and show him some love and support. And let him know that Lady Luck Club, the queen of YouTube, sent us your way. Oh man. He's awesome. I'm just that grimace photo is so yeasty. It's just something else. All right, let's get to it.
The Egyptian plane is so explosive, and presenting this to the public, I don't know what to, there's not a correct adjective to describe what is going to be the result of revealing that sort of information. The reaction to it, this is how you always know the give, is they overreact to something and then the military bots make it a trending story. Like there's no way this was trending, this guy correcting me on the timing, for everyone to freak out about something so minor. That just tends to be the pattern. Like I was saying about the Egyptian planes, when they overreact, it's because we hit a nerve. There's something there with the Egyptian planes, especially because you keep pretending like it's not weird. Put it at a percentage that you saw that the girl in the ponytail matches the description of Erica Kirk. What percentage would you put that at?
That's 95 to 99%. That was that person. They were there.
We didn't know what it was going to lead to. And I was like, I couldn't have been more deferential in saying that this could literally lead to nothing. The reaction has now made this feel so crucial. And this reaction, rather than being forthcoming, is why it suddenly feels like, okay, this is important because no one's acting normal. Brigitte Trogneau was born April 13th, 1953. Ironically, the same date that the MK Ultra program came into existence. Speaking of MK Ultra, the first book we're going to be reading is Chaos, and some of those themes may be relevant as we go along with this series. They would experiment psychologically through isolation, through drugs, LSD.
Guess Candace knows all about drugs, y'all. Candace, we know you know what LSD does to the body. Why don't you regale us of one of your tales of your LSD binges? Tell us how good that LSD makes you feel. Y'all can't believe Candace is a crackhead? Here's proof. Candace obsesses over drugs. Mind control because she's a wannabe dictator. And drugs. That's all she talks about. Oh, and talking to dead people, which requires her, I guess, to be considerably high. Just shout out to Yeasty. He can help it.
Drugging people. Emmanuel Macron spent a ton of time isolated throughout his childhood, and then also recognized that the majority of the documents pertaining to that program were destroyed. So we don't know just how global that program went. A time when we know that the MK Ultra program was running, and there is something very, very wrong there. Too many comparisons is what I would say. But he randomly includes in this lawsuit that I bring up MK Ultra. Why are Brigitte and Emmanuel upset that I mentioned that on episode 2 of this series? Series is about your wife having been born a male. Why is it that triggered the couple? Seriously. And I watched the footage, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. And to the people specifically,
But Candace, you get mad when we call you an alien. You want to say somebody was born a male, and you haven't proven to us that you're a human being. Make this sound. Candace bragged in court documents of having recurrent yeast infections. No one told her to put that in a court document. It's her fault. We just took it and ran with it. As a matter of fact, this is what reading does for you. I've gone over all of the lawsuits that she's been named in. And all she does is talk about conditions that she has that mean nothing. You can't make this up. Candace, yeasty was just something that was waiting to happen. It's your fault for telling us. Can't make this up. Oh, this crackhead wants to sit here and get bad because all these drug programs are going out of style. We're not here for your entertainment, Candace. Whatever it is you're trying to take from our planet, can you just get it and go? Just get off our planet. Blexit your ass off of Earth. Take your cult members with you.
People that are in the military, people that know weapons. I'm telling you this because you might be able to add more color or more clarity here. what you would expect to see. There's no blood from the back. There is no blood.
Yeah, because aliens don't understand blood. Aliens don't understand human blood and how the human body works. Like a human has been shot today. What is that? Just so shocked at the idea of someone being shot. The concept of that person having blood in their veins. Because see, mutants like her, they don't bleed. What's in her body? You know, if something happened with Candace, get scratched up or something, you know what's gonna come out? Angel dust. Like you can't make this up.
So I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not that bullet pierced and went out the back. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused, not by what I saw, but what I didn't see. It's actually
because she doesn't know what blood looks like. We're confused as to why you won't read the book. It's called Human Anatomy. Candace, if you're gonna exist amongst humankind, like at least read a book about how our bodies work. An alien is surprised that she didn't see blood. Go figure. What are we talking about? This is someone who won't define the word concurrent. Like, seriously, numbers go over her head. She also said that she can't tell the difference between the number 9 and the letter N. That came out of her mouth. A good laugh was had by all. We're still laughing at that. How do you not know the difference between the letter N and the number 9? Have y'all thought about that? I'm talking to the cult. The cult members have no idea. She doesn't know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. At the very least, it's funny.
Stunning to consider that when they opted to have the 3-way call with the doctor, okay, when they hurried and called the surgeon, because I did an episode and I was like, hey, something's really weird that you guys should know is that, you know, the bullet didn't go through. There's no blood in the back of Charlie. And then Erica and Andrew got on the phone with the surgeon.
Oh, dear Lord.
That was on the day of Charlie's actual funeral mass. Like that was a priority for them to have something to issue as a statement onto X to try to explain away why a 30-06 didn't go through. Like that doesn't seem like the proper day for that, but that's when it happened. November.
No, because she doesn't understand various grains of a bullet. Yet again, something you can read about, Candace. Y'all, it's the hypocrisy for me. This is all her PR stunt. Do y'all see why I can't take her seriously? Like she's evil, she's soulless, she's a witch. She talks to dead people. But I mean, I recognize that she's an alien. We all just kind of recognize what she is at this point. But I don't take anything she says, oh, that's so factually correct and she has a good point. No, she doesn't. This is all for views. This is all PR for her. This just keeps the cult coming in. It's like throwing them red meat or whatever they eat. And they keep coming back, giving her views. None of this stuff makes sense. This is coming from the alien who does not know the difference between the letter N and the number 9. Oh, God. I'm going to end this out on Grimace.
25th, I obviously tweeted, Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. And this is the official White House response.
Oh, my God. Candace, they're not studying you.
Here is the official response issued by the Élysée Palace. Nothing.
The cold calls from her planet.
Your comments and everything else toward the end.
Yeah, those sweet bird sounds, signals from her planet. They're telling you to go home. Candace, those sweetie bird sounds are confirmations that you can come back. They want you to return. You've done enough damage on Earth. Look, I gotta let me talk in her voice. You've done enough damage on Earth. I got a call the other day from the Vulcans. You know, in the Ewoks, they want me to return. They want me to come back, people. They said if I don't come back, that, you know, Yeezy could be held as ransom. And I just can't have that. He's been my best friend for many years. He was formed out of black mold that I chose to live with in an apartment where I did not pay rent for 7 months. So Yeezy and I have to return. I'm taking George with me. Candace, kick rocks. Y'all, this is so ridiculous. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, let's get some comments in. Y'all, shout out to you all for being a good sport. Because, I mean, honestly, at this point, that whole video she did, the first half of it is her hating on a concert. The other half of it was her repeating herself on all the things she's already said. Candace, I know what you did last year. Like, where's your alibi? If you came here just to take out Charlie Kirk, boy, Space Force is going to hunt your ass down. You can't make this up. Trump's sick of her anyway. What's the purpose, Candace? She doesn't know who Bad Bunny is, but boy, she advocates for him wearing that pink dress because, you know, George and all. George, I don't think you and Bad Bunny were the same size, but if you do, send us a picture of you wearing that pink dress. He said, I'm feeling like a Barbie doll today. Oh, Lord have mercy. Edie dropped the new video. Candace is an idiot. Oh, good God in heaven. Edie Low.
In your comments and everything else toward the end. We got a lot to cover, but I actually want to start
Edie Low? Oh, the delusion. Ooh. Let's go.
I don't lie. Dear Erica, you and Charlie began dating in earnest in 2019.
I met Erica for the first time.
So we met at the Turning Point headquarters office opening of August 2018.
Uh-oh.
Goes, you know, I'm going to date you.
Shout out to Edie Low. She about to go in. Shout out to Edie Low. Okay. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see y'all the video link. Edie Low is not playing. Candace, you done pissed off so many people. It's not even funny. And you just going in on somebody that's not stunning you at all. She wants Erica Kirk's attention so bad. Erica Kirk, continue to ignore her as you've been doing, and then sue her when you're ready to respond. I said last year, do not respond unless you have an attorney. Let her little minions and her cult members see and understand you're not for play. If they want to walk around here talking about why they suing, just find out. No one has to answer your dumb question. You'll find out when we start going over the court documents. Brace yourself. You can't make this up. Please sue her, Erica. Sue her. Can't make this up. There you go. You guys go check out Edie Low. This is something else. All right, let's get to it. We're going to check this out, and then that'll be the end. So we can get to Umar the Oompa Loompa, another dummy.
I don't lie. Dear Erica, you and Charlie began dating in earnest in 2019.
I met Erica for the first time.
So we met at the Turning Point headquarters office opening of August 2018. Goes, you know, I'm going to date you.
I didn't want to be friends with her, but if she wanted to date, that would be great. I had enough friends.
Do I have any time to think about it?
You and Charlie began dating in 2019.
Yeah, you have until tomorrow night when I take you out for dinner, but I got a boyfriend.
The first date ended telling her I needed to see her again.
In 2019, you and Charlie began dating.
Then I guess our second date was...
You and Charlie began dating.
A basketball date. I said, hey, do you want to go to Hawaii tomorrow?
In 2019.
Because I was going anyway.
And in retrospect, it was accompanied by a season of a lot of change. For one, I was getting married.
Candace Owens met her husband, George Farmer, in December 2018 at a Turning Point USA event in London. They met on December 11th, 2018 and got engaged about 2 weeks later.
I don't lie.
Hey ho there, neighbors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edie. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. I've been making some shorts, and Ben from the mod chat, JWet Group 30. Oh, I love JWet. Look what happened. Ask me how it happened. I'll tell you. I was trying to save Rachmaninoff Roman's food from the jaws of a crazy Shih Tzu this morning, and I bumped my pinky fingernail on my hand, on my right hand, and the whole thing came off. Okay. The whole nail. Not just the artificial nail, the real one. Mm-hmm. It was the juice. What was I saying? I haven't been with you in so long, right? Ben from the mod chat got me on Twitter. I'm calling it Twitter. I don't like X. I was flooding X with all of my candy content. By the way, I'm playing with some lights here. My hubby gave me a pink light in the ceiling, but a pink light bulb in both of my lamps. And then I have my fancy light that Jay Witt gave me. I love Jay Witt. If you are rude to Jason, just know I don't like you. I put Vaseline on my face as primer today because I read that is what Marilyn Monroe did. Okay. I also did a couple of her other tricks, and I will see how this glam lasts the day. Because normally I coat my entire body in Aquaphor. Don't change.
Keep everybody honest. And there are some things that
hit. You either love her or you hate her. Some people just hate looking at her. Okay, let's react to this. I'm on lunch. I only have 18 minutes left to place because I didn't do this up right.
You don't believe it all? Here we go. Ready? Dear Erica, I thought it best to do this publicly. I think public conversations keep everybody honest. And there are some things that certainly need to be clarified because sometimes the gap between the truth and the lie is what happens behind closed doors. You and Charlie began dating in earnest in 2019. And in retrospect, it was accompanied by a season of a lot of change. For one, I was getting married and virtually, therefore, joined at the hip with my fiance. He was sort of a new third wheel at all of our events. A few months later, on May 1st, the public was informed that I was resigning from my position as the communications director of Turning Point USA.
If you noticed at the beginning of this video, just a little montage that I spliced together. In earnest, Charlie went on record. It's just a silly little interview that he did. I mean, really, I didn't give much of a thought. Then I heard Candace say this, and she lied right to our face. And Charlie, in earnest, began dating Erica. And Erica confirmed it to our face, that she and Charlie met at the Turning Point headquarters opening in Arizona in August of 2018. They took a meeting together. No exact date given for that meeting, but we know it's documented fact, and we know because it is a documented fact that they went out on a date the next day. The very next day, they went out on a date. That was a time frame given to Erica by Charlie. Time frame allotted for her to consider the debacle of accepting a date with a man she barely knew.
Stop using all caps.
That debacle, was one that infiltrated the room, and you could feel it. It was palpable. Anyway, that dinner that they went to the night after the meeting.
I just want you to know, sweetheart. And I say that with all sincerity. That is my sweetheart. Ami, we admire you so much. You have no idea how many people actually enjoy your content. She does sound like she's speaking like the cadence of Ami, right? It's so funny. Ami is my boyfriend.
At Bill's Burgers. Was it Bill's Burgers? I don't know.
Candace, come up with your real names. Stop coming in with all them caps.
Charlie said, I have to see you again. I have to see you again. I know Charlie. I mean, he was, this isn't something that he would have joked around about. I know. And so they had a basketball date the very next day. And then in earnest, Charlie invited Erica to go to Hawaii with him the next day because he was already going to an event that Candace also attended in Hawaii. It's a documented fact that they went to Hawaii together.
Oh, hilarious.
So I guess you could say that Candace lied to our faces of all of her 6 million followers on YouTube. Lied to us. Tried to deceive us into thinking that Candace met George before Charlie earnestly began dating Erica. So You saw that at the beginning of this video. So I just wanted to put it out there because I think that the puzzle pieces they're falling into place. And I think call me crazy, call me kooky.
Crazy.
I think more puzzle pieces will be falling into place as the puzzle progresses. Let's continue.
Media ran with anti-Semitism or some disagreements about Kanye West, but that wasn't true. None of that was true. The truth, and I think that you very well know the truth is, if you're around for it, is that Charlie and I had a disagreement, which fractured my trust in him. He did something that he had never done before. He lied to my face about money. Now, in retrospect, I believe that the manner in which I discovered the lie might have been by design, but there's no need for us to delve into conspiracy when the facts are plain enough. Charlie had taken a meeting down in Florida with Ike Perlmutter at Mar-a-Lago. It was a fundraising meeting. For whatever reason, he did not want me to know about this meeting, and that was strange. It was meant to be kept a secret. Strange because we had always collaborated on and taken those sorts of meetings together. Anyway, I found out about it and decided to ask him casually as we were riding up an elevator at the Trump Hotel in D.C. I said to him, have you heard from Mike recently? And he looked me right in the face just as he was getting off on his floor. And he said, no, I haven't. I haven't heard from him in like 2 weeks. And I then said back to him, really, Charlie, because you had lunch with him yesterday at Mar-a-Lago.
Where you Candace?
His entire thing.
How did she know that he had lunch at Mar-a-Lago? Recently, I visited Hulu and scrolling through their docuseries sections. And I'll have you know, it's verifiable fact in my watch history that I watched a documentary called Stalking Samantha. And it was about a lunatic who stalked a poor, defenseless, I don't know, was she defenseless, woman over the course of 10 years. Had trackers on not only her car, but her friends' cars. Even during a period, a season, if you will, of having a protection order in place. Stalker was still stalking Samantha across those 10 years and was planning her demise the entire time. I have a feeling, okay, I don't know, but I know Candace was stalking Charlie. The bunny boiler herself. How did you know he went to Mar-a-Lago, whatever? If everybody who's watching, just put me on the do not call list. Do not call list. Spam risk. Okay? Don't call me anymore. She was stalking him in a variety of ways. I believe that she had things in place to track his emails, his whereabouts. I also think that she still has people on the inside providing her with information. How did you know? Who gave you that information? Or were you following him? Okay. Were you following him?
Yeah, this is hilarious.
He was going down a roller coaster. He stuck his arm back in the elevator really quickly and tried to explain it away. He then pivoted toward an apology, but obviously the damage was done. And if I'm being honest, I was as hurt as I was shocked and confused by it because we were close. We did go back down to the lobby. We sat at a table. We talked. I don't even remember whether or not I was angry. I probably was. That does tend to be my choice emotion. But deep down, there was a part of me that knew that it was coming because of a lot of the new hires that were coming to Turning Point USA post Kanye tweet. Charlie had new people in his ear that were hijacking his ambition, making him believe that money was the truest measure of success. Charlie was a brilliant fundraiser. Everybody knows that, but he was also young. He was naive to what the wrong money could invite into his life. And I warned him. I warned him in that restaurant. I warned him specifically of Stacey Sheridan. Everything about her made my statement.
Candace specifically. Do we not find this to be odd? This whole time, she's made it seem like her and Charlie were best buds, never had anything bad to say about one another. They were still BFFs up until his passing. Her departure was cordial, okay, from TPUSA. Never heard about this, ever. And don't you think we would have heard about it?
I suspected she and Tyler had something to do with it. I also warned him about Schaefer Security and Dan Flood. You can check the text messages because you have them. And now I am left wondering, obviously, if Charlie had heeded my advice, if he would still be alive. I've also come to another realization that I missed at that time. Maybe the newest and the biggest influence in his ear was that, obviously. It was you. You were the newest and biggest influence in Charlie's life. You kind of all arrived at the same time. And you too, Erica, you lied to my face as we sat down in the hotel and we spoke for 4 hours. But I want to be clear, it was different. So Charlie could we were always like brother and sister. We went on tours thereafter. But you didn't do it.
Candace, you dumb alien. You dumb White Walker alien. Add us all to the list. Lady Luck Club, Jay Witt, Paramount Tactical, Edie Low, Hami. All of us. We all lied to your face. Are you happy? You just might as well just write down the list, girl. Write it down. To all the candy asses in the chat, add us all to the list of people that have lied to your cult leader's face. And then ask us if we care. We don't give a crap. We don't owe her anything. The hell we owe an alien again? What do we owe an alien? We owe an alien nothing. We want to Blexit her off of our planet. You can go with her. The whole planet has lied to Candace's face. Who cares? The hell? Grow up. Why are you crying about this, Candace? Grow up, girl.
When you lie, you didn't do it out of naivety. You didn't do it because you were young and being pulled into the wrong direction by bad faith actors. Andrew Cole, that was never going rogue. You knew that. Every single evil thing that was done to me was done with your blessing. And I consider the onslaught of attacks that I had to endure, they were evil. And you authorized.
Oh my gosh, guys. This
So
woman
was a lot of her face.
is unbearable. I should have worn my bear suit to make it more bearable. How do you know Erica wasn't acting out of naivety? How do you know she wasn't naive? You said that she was fantastic. You said she was a great person. And you said she made Charlie happy and Charlie made her happy. And that she knew everything there was to know about Charlie as a wife does. You said that. Those were your words. And now you're saying that this entire time she had a diabolical plan for Charles. And then she tried to weave her way into your relationship as a way to control Charlie to get TPUSA on a different track. Did everyone see that? You know what I'd like? A black leopard cup. Like this. That keeps my drink warm. If anybody has a link, please put it in the wherever we put the links. This isn't a very good video, is it so far? Shut up. That's all I want to say is just shut up, Candace. Why didn't we know about this before? You never have mentioned this. You never mentioned the elevator ride at the Trump Hotel. You didn't say that Charlie was being shady towards the end. You never said that. You said that you guys just decided to part ways. You had different dangers on the horizon for you, Candace. That's what you've made it seem like. So who is lying? Hello?
When there's no lie, there's no
There's no filter on you, y'all. Yeah, I don't have a filter on.
You know who she reminds me of? When I started dating my David, one of his best friends was a girl. She worked at the restaurant that I worked at. And one day, it was like 3 months into our relationship, and I was super busy, and he came just to bring me a milkshake and give me a kiss. It was a strawberry milkshake. Thank you, David. And I was waiting my tables, and somebody came up to me and was like,
She's going bananas.
She's going bananas in the back in the kitchen. Why? I said, why? Because David didn't say hi to her. He just came in and gave you a milkshake and a kiss and left. And she's flipping out, saying that she came first. Oh my goodness. Well, that made me chuckle. And I just went about my day thinking, I don't think that she's really upset about this. This can't be right. Okay. Anyway, I was back at the dish pit. I was putting my dishes in the dish pit. She came beside me and she started throwing her dishes in the dish pit. And I was like, you good? And she just kept throwing the dishes and ignored me and walked away. Afterwards, I called David. I was like, what is happening with this girl? And he said, she's been calling me and texting me saying, you're ruining our friendship. You didn't even say hi to me when you came in. Boiled bunnier. Boiler bunny. Bunny boiler was she, just like this clown. Bunny boiler. Okay?
Yeah, bunny.
She's still so upset that she was replaced by a beauty queen. Stunner, sexy, stunner. Erica, say what you want about this girl. Ain't no one stunning like she is. Yes, girl, wear that glittery pantsuit, please. Wear those leather pants. Hey, yes, wear those leather pants and flip your hair. If I had that long hair, girls, let me tell you. Oh, goodness. High pony, low pony, 2 ponies. That would be me. Okay. That round cherubic face. Yes, girl. With those sky blue eyes.
Candace, there is no competing with this. Candace, you cannot compete with this. You can't, Candace. You just can't compete with it. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Hold on.
Stunner.
Wait. Go back.
He said she's been calling me and texting me saying, yes. She's still so upset that she was replaced by a beauty queen. Stunner, sexy, stunner. Erica, say what you want about this girl. Ain't no one stunning like she is. Yes, girl, wear that glittery pantsuit, please. Wear those leather pants. Hey, yes, wear those leather pants and flip your hair. If I had that long hair, girls, let me tell you. Oh, goodness. High pony, low pony, 2 ponies. That would be me. Okay. That round cherubic face.
Candace. Oh, Candace. Only in your nightmares can you look halfway decent. Okay? Witches will never ever mount up to natural beauty. This girl is not stunning you. When I say Erica Kirk is not stunned Candace, she's not stunned her. Candace, you want to sit here and go back and forth with Erica Kirk on social media in the court of public opinion, and for what? Most of the men in your audience will agree that Erica Kirk is a beautiful girl. All these little simps sitting here trying to kiss Candace Owens' ass. Y'all know. You know. You know that on any given day of the week, Erica Kirk can walk out and stun on top of Candace's face wearing a two-piece jogging suit. You know it. You know it. Just admit it. It's okay. To all the real men. I'm not even, listen, I'm woman enough to say when another woman is a beautiful girl. Like, she's a pretty girl. And she doesn't have to sit here and obsess over another woman's husband to still be a good person. That beauty is not just on the outside, it's inside as well. You can say what you want. But all of the men that sit here and simp over Candace, they look at Erica Kirk at night. They say any day of the week. They would love to see someone that looks like this talking at them for an hour about anything with TPUSA. That's why they obsess so much. Because they know darn well. Candace, you don't measure up. You just don't. I'm sure George probably would think the same thing if he would come out that damn closet. George is too busy trying to figure out if he can fit her two-piece bikini sets. Candace, it's not our fault that you married a chump. Oh my God. Is it our fault that Candace married somebody that's stuck in a closet? Oh my good Lord. Erica, you better rock it, girl. Rock it, honey. Continue to ignore Candace like you've been doing. Get your hair done. Slay that makeup, honey, and rock it. All of Candace's male audience are looking at you as well. Ciao, please.
Yes, girl. With those yes, sky blue eyes. Sign us all up. Yes, and queen. Also, it eats her alive. That only took those several hours. And Charlie even said, it became clear to me early on that I didn't want to work with her. I wanted to take her with the intention of marrying her. Like he knew in an evening. Okay. He was like, I will take it. Please, girl, you have until tomorrow night. And even then, I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, he's like, I'm not stranger danger, but I'm taking you out. Like, we are going to be a thing. Like, you are going to be my wife and the mother of my children. Eats her alive. And the one clip that I shared the other day, her body totally gave her away. Her body turned on her. She was like,
and to the comment that I was jealous of Erica, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Hey, fun fact, the entire time that Charlie and I were on the road together, I had a boyfriend. I had a whole boyfriend. Not half a boyfriend. I had a whole boyfriend.
The lies that are coming out of her mouth. She lied. But she's not just jealous of Erica. She was jealous of Charlie. There wasn't real love there for Charlie. She was infatuated with him, and she wanted that power. That's what it is. She wanted the power, fame, and money. So funny, the projection of it all and the hypocrisy of it all. She is a money-hungry demon. Oh, money, 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 money. I got to get back to work. We will resume in a moment.
The truth, and you authorized people with an incredible amount of money to attack one of the few people in politics who was actually grieving your husband. You knew we had a deep friendship. You knew I was telling the truth, but Catholic about everything. You allowed these people to lie and to say that Charlie and I hadn't spoken since 2019. I mean, it's crazy how much of a lie that was. You authorized it, and I now know that. The question is why? It was so cruel, so mean, right? Why impart that on someone who you know in a sea of snakes actually cared about Charlie and didn't want anything out of the organization? Maybe it's because I was like a loose end. One person that wasn't controlled by an organization, just kind of proven that I'd rather lose everything to say something I don't believe, least of all for money. I mean, maybe it's also because you have a son. And when I revealed to the public,
maybe Candace is because you can't keep a job either way. I mean, you were fired 2 more times after that. I mean, seriously. Daily Wire, Prager, you, they all fired you. You were fired. You can't make this up. What are you mad about? Breaking contracts and getting fired is your MO, Candace. You should be proud of that. If you can't honor a contract, a legally binding agreement that would hold up in the court of law, If you can't hold up your end of a contract, what are you mad about? Why do you care all these years later what we think when it came to you being fired from TPUSA? Why do you think we need to care about that now? You've never harped on it before. You were just going in on the Macrons and how you keep lying about the first lady being born a man while you're an alien from outer space. Like, you can't make this up. Why do you want us to care about you being fired from TPUSA? You were only there for 19 months. Get over it. They fired you. They told you to kick rocks, jump into a volcano, become a Scientologist. Who knows? Whatever. Can't make this up.
He had predicted his own death in remarkable detail.
And
He went back and read those messages, the ones that haven't yet revealed to the public, because in retrospect, those messages they're pretty terrifying because they're precise and it feels prophetic. Charlie's gifted, you know that, I know that, and the government most certainly knew that as well, since he was a kid. Which is why it was at least very interesting to me that you told the New York Times, something that most people didn't pay attention to, but you told the New York Times the night before his murder, Charlie's, and I'm going to quote this, you said that Charlie's adrenal glands were just going off. He couldn't sleep. I know enough about Charlie to know what that means. That means that Charlie was being bothered. He was probably having visions like he was in 2018, probably a clearer vision than the one that I had that you guys tried to mock, that danger was coming. And I'm going to go ahead and say that it wasn't about the Jezebel article written by some leftist. Please stop saying that because it's not true. No, Charlie, the leftist article didn't upset him this way. Didn't make him call a priest to pray over him. He thought someone was going to kill him. He did express that in writing. And you did not lose those text messages. You knew that. And Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye. That's why that sentence caught my attention in the article.
See, that's why Charlie was not stunned, Candace. Because she talks about this witchcraft nonsense. Third eye, having the ability to talk to dead spirits. The Bible calls that witchcraft, Candace. She's sitting here talking about, they have out-of-body experiences. Like, she's referred to him as a mutant on X-Men. I said that as a joke and she stole my quip. I said, now he's a mutant on X-Men. You can't make this up. And she took that and ran with it. Candace, you're the only one that's sitting here trying to refer to him as a wizard. How many times does she reference Harry Potter? Is all that Candace is understanding. I'm just waiting for a broom to show up in her background back there. It's what she uses to fly to the bathroom on. Oh, Candace, you dumb witch. You can't make this up.
He spoke about the street lamps that would go off when he would run, about the special school that he had to go to. He spoke about a lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project. You know all of this, of course. You have a phone. And how surprised you are when you learned that not everybody does that naturally. Sleep paralysis, you name it. We had conversations about it. And if Charlie's adrenal glands were going off, it was probably maybe for the very same reason that I pulled my kids out of school days before he was murdered, because I sensed danger was coming. And since we are being open, I also want you to know that it struck me as odd when you said in that interview with Jesse.
She wants to talk about what's weird and odd, but yet her talking about third eyes and astral projections is normal for her. Obviously, she's not a Christian anymore. Let's not forget, she will go in on how she talks to dead people still. She still brings that up like that's a thing that Christians do when it's not. How do you explain that to Jesus on Judgment Day? Yeah, I talk to dead spirits. He's going to stand there and say, hey, didn't I tell you in the Bible that was witchcraft? Didn't I call that unfamiliar spirits? Why are you telling me that I know you said that. Because he's God and he knows all and sees all and hears all. He wants to know why you're sitting here defying the Bible, talking about communing with dead spirits and astral projections and third eyes. That's so demonic, Candace. It's demonic. I don't understand this. Her cult sit here and they go on and on about how Candace, she's so great. She talks about witchcraft, third eyes, astral projections. How is any of that of God? Where do you see any of that in the Bible? Put a scripture in my chat that speaks of Jesus agreeing with someone saying that, yes, we have third eyes and astral projections. I want the book of the Bible, the chapter and the verse that refers to Christians as having third eyes and astral projections. Where is that in the Bible? To the cult. Come on, candy asses. Tell me, where in the Bible do you find the scripture that supports this nonsense about a person having a third eye and being able to do astral projections? Where is that in the Word of God? Where is it? Come on. to the candy ass cult members. Come on. Because they get mad at me calling them candy asses, but yet they can't explain to me where in the Bible you find something about a third eye. I want to know. How is that godly at all? Candace is talking about having a third eye and astral projections and claims to be a Christian and talks about Christ as king. How? How in her world, in her alien head, is Christ king when she talks about third eyes and astral projections? And you will not find that in the Bible. No scripture in the word of God supports that. I want to see a cult member try to defend that. Come on. Come on to the front of the church, like Jay Witt says, my brother in Christ. Come on to the front of the church, candy asses. Bring your behinds down here. Never mind the asses. Tell me where in the scripture will you find any Christians walking around with a third eye and talking about astral projections? Perhaps King Solomon said it in his sleep. Who knows? Candace makes up this stuff nonsense. That's all witchcraft. It's evil, demonic stuff. And they get mad when we call her a demon. They get mad when we actually call her a demon. It's demonic. Candace sits here and talks about how she has conversations with Charlie Kirk and he's deceased. The Bible refers to that as being a form of witchcraft. It's an unfamiliar spirit. Samuel did not appreciate that when Saul tried to summon him after he died. And you sit here and your cult leader talks about Christ is king, but having a third eye and astral projections. And none of that is in the Bible. None of that is in the word of God. None of it. The devil is a liar, and so is Candace Amber Owens, farmer, the alien. Throw that in there. And Yeasty the grimace. And anything else she sees as an imaginary friend. You know, all her so-called made-up sources. Demonic nonsense. And you got her cult members out here talking about how she's a good person. How? But they can't give us scripture on how Christians have third eyes and astral projections. Make it make sense. The hypocrisy of it all is laughable. Candace's cult following are not Christians. They can't be. They cannot be Christians. One thing God doesn't like is hypocrisy. You can't be lukewarm. You either hot or cold. Pick one. True Christians don't walk around here talking about they got third eyes and astral projections. Only demons do that nonsense. Only demons do that nonsense. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing God-like or Christian-like about that. And she keeps saying it over and over again. Those are the things that her cult base want to hear. You give them a scripture, they say you're judging. When the Bible says gentle correction is necessary. There's scriptures to support that. I'm still waiting on the scripture where it says that it's okay to say you have a third eye and you do astral projection. This is where is it? Where's the third eye and astral projection scripture? In the Bible. Because Candace claims to be a Christian and Catholic or somehow. Come on. Unless she's converted to something else and I missed it. She claims to be Catholic. She claims to be Christian. Where in the Bible do you see anything about a third eye and astral projections? I want the scripture. Makes me have a third eye. You don't have to be religious. Exactly. But see, that's the thing. She walks around here talking about Christ as king. And you push out this narrative talking about people having third eyes. She's trying to say that Christians have third eyes and astral projections. Of course, you're going to support that when you're not religious, when you're not a Christian. But it doesn't mean you put that on another Christian. Keep that to yourself. You want to see him practice third eye and astral projections? Do that in your own time. Candace wants to walk around here, practice flying on broomsticks and talk with the dead. She can do that on her own time. Don't put that on another Christian. She's literally trying to say I heard Charlie Kirk had third eyes and he did astral projection. I don't think he would appreciate that. Why not leave him out of your witchcraft, Candace? Your audience might be good with that, but why would he be okay with that? If he's a Christian, he didn't believe in that. Why is she forcing that on him? Now he's not even here to defend himself. It's a cowardly move. He's not even here to defend himself. Now everybody walking around here with third eyes and astral projections and all this blah, blah, blah. But what? It is what it is. She should not force that on another Christian. Period. Why does anybody encourage her to do that? No. You don't see her sitting here going after somebody that's a Muslim. You hear her saying things like this about somebody that's of Islamic faith. What about someone that's Buddhist? Candace don't go after somebody that's Buddhist talking about, yeah, they have third eyes and astral projections. You only hear her going after a Christian with this nonsense. Don't pull him into that. That's not something he would ever support if he were alive. Why pull him into that after death? Why do it? Let him be. It's always when it comes to now, and I'm saying this because whenever somebody goes in after a Christian, you get her cult base that think it's okay to attack Christianity. Because if they're not Christians, they don't care, right? But you don't see them going after anyone else of any other religious faith. She see here calls people Zionists, but you don't see here saying that some person who's Hebrew or Jewish has a third eye and they astral project. Why is she roping Charlie Kirk into that? Why pull him into that nonsense, into that witchcraft, wizard nonsense? Why pull him into that? Jabu. Third eye. Oh, Lord. That's the best she can do. Candace. Oh, the demonic nonsense, buffoonery of it all. Can't make this up. People say don't pull Christians into your demonic nonsense. Leave us out of that crap. Girl, Candace, kick rocks. Candace might as well be a Scientologist. Child, please. She might as well say, I cried out a volcano today and I had an auditing program I had to pay $1,000 for. Child, at least that's a cult that she can actually validate.
Waters that you wanted Charlie to have a good night's sleep. You were so excited. So you sent him to sleep in his daughter's room. It strikes me as a little bit backwards. I wanted my husband to have a good night's sleep because of something he had the next day. I probably let him sleep in the room and I would sleep in my daughter's room. Like that. I also thought what was interesting is that you said the next morning when he snuck in, he grabbed his wedding band. Again, minor detail, but I asked myself, why was his wedding band off? But enough of speculation. For the facts. I now have verifiable proof in writing that Justin Strife and you lied to me. You know exactly who Pierre is. But Justin Strife said I had never heard of Pierre. Crazy, Justin. How would you do that, Justin? You've met with him. You've personally met with Pierre. Erica, you've met with him in the wake of Charlie's death. I have, again, verifiable proof. So you can call your lawyer. You can spend another $1 billion on PR if you want to. Tell your lawyer to call my lawyer. I mean, you guys certainly have the money to do all these things. It's not going to.
Yeah, they're going to sue the crap out of you and make sure you have no money to do anything. Candace, the only thing that scares you is you going into bankruptcy. Declaring insolvency like the promoter in Australia that had to declare insolvency because you refused to give back refunds. Anybody in Australia that still has not gotten a refund on their ticket? Anyone that has, can you please help the people get their money back? Because those tickets she sold in Australia for that speaking tour, those people have not gotten their money back yet. Candace, did you pay the government's court costs? Because you were ordered by the court to do that. No one told you to try to book an event. You didn't have a visa. No country has to let your demonic ass over there, girl. You can make this up.
Wait, the truth. The truth is that there was a deal on the table with Pierre, who, yes, is from France, born in France. And that deal was worth billions, not millions, billions, plural, billions of dollars. Just after Charlie was shot, and again, I have proof. Pierre had a phone call with Justin Strife. He also had a phone call with Mr. Don Orico of Turning Point USA down in Tampa. And it was really odd. Somehow, his French man, Pierre, he knew that Charlie was dead before the rest of the world did. How did he know that? How did he know before I knew? Especially because he wasn't yet a donor to Turning Point USA. Why was he given so much priority? Frenchman.
Candace, are you in the Epstein files? Girl, don't make me scan them documents. Candace, how dare you keep that from us? You're in the Epstein files? You and George? Is it the House of Lords? Your name showed up this time? Candace. Y'all, let's not forget she took a photo grabbing another woman's butt. Yeah. Candace, did you show up in the Epstein files? You be doing some weird, strange, funny things too. You just can't make this up. She thinks it's okay to grab a woman's behind while that woman's wearing soaking wet clothes and she's pregnant, allegedly. Candace, what you been out here doing trying to get a little money on the side? You can't make this.
I'm interested. I know that after Charlie died,
oh Lord,
Jill
mercy.
went
She in the
through.
Epstein files. It's gonna be something else.
And if I'm lying, this would definitely fall within the category of defamation. So yeah, I'm all in on this one. I'm guessing, by the way, regarding this, Pierre, this might be the reason that the White House never got back to me regarding the French Foreign Legion being involved with Charlie's assassination. Because I don't know, there could be a French angle here. Could this be a motive? Could billions of dollars be a motive? I mean, I'll just ask them immediate questions. My question would be, why would a devout Catholic Frenchman be looking to give billions of dollars to an evangelical organization? Is that not weird? Just objectively weird? Gosh, that's a pretty big investment. Just really care about free market capitalism? What's France got to do with college campuses in America? Full stop. The answer, Erica, is nothing. Nothing. And one of the things that when I was a kid, another 8 kids, we've been speaking about the GATE program, and they put you in these special classes. They test you frequencies, sounds, and they drink fluoride, all the weird stuff. But one of the things that they're especially interested in is how quickly you can put together puzzles. I want you to know that I excelled at that. I was really good at putting together puzzles. I gotta tell you, I think the picture is starting to emerge here. I think I was right. My best guess is that it was Pierre Falcone all along of Angola Gate, talked about it on the show. France, Israel, the United States, this time it would be Egypt rather than Angola, all working together. Maybe they were getting the band back together to traffic because, yeah, there's been a lot of trafficking that just keeps coming up in this investigation. These countries, these satellite of countries, you trying to pretend with your, what now, billions of dollars, got a PR, we can do all of this. And it was so crazy. Oh, my God. Little joke about the Egyptian planes, what?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Really upset.
How did he find out that he was dead before I found out?
How dare you, Erica, not notify Candace immediately? She should have been notified first, before Erica, correct? Okay, girl. Take several seats. Listen to me. If ever an uppercut was warranted, you guys ever used to play
John Mappin is in his little
Please
black book.
see this evidence.
Oh, man.
I never wear a wedding band. These are my hubby's initials. David has actually lost 3 wedding bands. Now, you can take that up with him, Candy. But at this point, David doesn't hardly ever wear a wedding band. Do I care? No. I expect him just to... That's what I expect. So that means nothing. She just threw that in there to hurt Erica, to make it seem like they had a terrible relationship. Like, why was he taking off his wedding band? Were you guys on the rocks? Your relationship, was it on the rocks? Why did Charlie take off his wedding band? Because, girl, not everybody likes to sleep and all of that bling. Okay? Been here.
What are you asking me? Can I ask, do you dismiss everything she says? I admit that astral projection is weird, but I can discern BS from investigative efforts. Just curious if you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I would never throw out a baby. 1, 2. I can't take you seriously if you're talking about having a third eye in astral projections and how you're an alien. 3, Candace doesn't provide any evidence. She's not an investigator. She doesn't even consider herself to be an independent journalist. When you fail to research and read and comprehend what you've read and then report information and facts, I don't have to believe anything you say. For what she's giving us, it's not vital or crucial to anything in life. It has no effect on humanity at all. There's nothing that she says that actually has any positive effect on my life or in the life of the Luxors. My supporters here agree with that. That's why we sit here and laugh at her. How does Mitch Snow help influence you in any way? I'm just curious. You know, one of her so-called investigative sources. How has Mitch Snow improved your life? Or you knowing that this person exists and walked this earth? How has he enriched your life? He can't provide evidence that he saw anyone anywhere, you know, because there are cameras all over a military base. Why would it be that difficult for her to get that evidence? She's Candace Owens. Couldn't she get some security camera footage? What has she said or done that's actually helped you live better. I get a good laugh out of her. That helps to reverse the aging process. Releases endorphins. I feel so much better watching her show. I laugh at her. Candace watches my show, by the way. She does. Steals my quips. The X-Men thing, that was my joke. I couldn't believe it. Her talking about this third eye and the astral projections and how she speaks with the dead. There's a whole lot of things that you should find disturbing. None of that enriches anybody's life to sit here and to listen to her and agree with her saying things that are more so demonic than anything else. You would rather I laugh at it than to sit here and fuss at it for an hour. For what? I'm not here to convince or influence anyone to believe what I say over Candace. If you're going to believe what she says, you're going to believe what she says. I'm not here to do that. When it comes to her, no, you don't have to put any research into anything. You sit back and listen and laugh and get some popcorn and Kool-Aid. Because the things that she say is either demonic and evil or it's unsubstantiated. This is coming from someone who cannot tell the difference between the letter N and the number 9. How serious am I supposed to take her? That's what I want to know. How serious do you take someone that sits here and talks about talking with deceased people in their visions? That refuses to provide actual evidence from her research. Of what? Mommy slews is not a thing. You're just impersonating federal investigators, if you ask me, which is a crime, by the way. She defies the law. She defames, and then she gets sued for it, and then she cries all over YouTube. What am I to learn from that? What do you expect me to learn from that? How would any of that enrich my life? How does that help me grow in a positive direction? I'm curious. Yeah, come on. Astral projections is not even biblically aligned. The third eye, that's concerning because she keeps harping on it. She talks more about demonic cult-like nonsense than anything else. So what am I to... You want me to not throw out the water and the baby? She hasn't brought the water. Let's start with that. Candace doesn't bring the water. She provides no evidence, no documentation to support 98% of what she comes up with. You have to catch her slipping just to catch her telling the truth. Like, you know, she told the truth when she said she's an alien. God. In court documents, you know, because they don't lie either. Candace has recurrent yeast infections because she chose to live with black mold for 7 months. That's the highlight of her life. What am I learning from her? Chabu. Ain't nothing to learn from her. She has recurrent yeast infections from living with black mold for 7 months. You also know in the court documents, she admitted to not paying rent. How does that show you're responsible? You don't even want to pay rent for 7 months because you choose to live with black mold. Black mold is she allowed to grow and fester in her apartment? But she wouldn't have LASIK surgery? Make this make sense. What are we learning from her? What are we learning from this girl? There's nothing to learn from her. Ryan says that Candace Owens is only talking to her daddy, the devil, every day through her evil imagination and thoughts and feelings and emotions that come from the devil. God doesn't speak to anyone. God bless. There you go. Hey, listen, God is not going to sit here and send you a dead person to send a message. All right. Whether you're religious or not, I'm not forcing that either. But Candace is the one that professes to be a Christian through Catholicism. Candace is the one that professes that Christ is king. And she talks more about things that are demonic than things that are biblically based. She can't even cite a scripture to save her life. What do you want? She doesn't even cite a scripture. Ask Candace to quote a scripture in one of her videos. Like, one of you all leave a comment up. Because, Candace, I know you're not going to do it because I said it. But quote a scripture. The chapter, Bible, and verse. Just quote one. Where you don't have to pull it up in Google. The girl doesn't even read the Bible. But she professes to be a Christian. Christians don't talk about demonic things. It's not even normal to sit here and talk about stuff like that unless you believe in it. Candace believes in things that are just more alien-like than anything else. Christians don't believe in that. But that's what she wants to put forth on her show. And she caters to people who are more so non-religious than the people who are. Because if the majority of her audience were Christians, they wouldn't be watching her episodes, knowing all she's doing is pushing this demonic nonsense. So the best that you can hope for is that I laugh at it and then we keep living. That's what we do here. It is what it is. I don't try to change the minds of candy asses. For what? I let you all think what you want to think. I don't have to accept anything that Candace says either. That's why she watches my show and not you all. Because, I mean, honestly, some of you are paying money to try to get her attention. It's funny. I don't have to do that. It comes for free. Candace, you're still bad at this. You're bad at this. You spent the whole episode dogging out TPUSA for having a concert. And then still not telling us what concurrent means. You're bad at this, Carol. I don't have to believe anything Candace says. I don't have to trust it. I owe her nothing. She's not God. I owe her nothing. See, that's the difference. When you're not in a cult, you don't think like this hive mentality. You don't have to believe what she said. You don't have to trust what she says. I don't have to take anything she says seriously. I don't owe her that. She knows that. I say that in every episode. Every time I react to Candace, I say that. Child boo. Candace knows when it comes to the Lady Luck Club, she can kick rocks. Doesn't stop her from watching. So why should I change anything up when she still watches? Can't make this up. Can't make this up. Candace still watches, and she knows every time I go live and talk about her, I'm going to tell her to kick rock, kiss my ass, and blex it right off of our planet. I'm going to call her an alien. She knows these things. She'll be fine. Stop her from living. Ciao, boom. Candace, kiss my ass. You can't make this up.
Taking those rings off. I don't people take off their jewelry. And Charlie had beautiful skin. It looked like Erica had him moisturizing. I thought I moisturized my David. I moisturize him head to toe as soon as he comes out of the shower. Honey, come over here and let Mama rub you down. If Charlie moisturized, that means that he would likely take off his jewelry, so it's not to get goop under the rings and the diamonds if they had diamonds in them. Please, people take off their jewelry. What's your point, you idiot? Also, many people venture to a different room if their babies are in the bed with them. They don't want to disturb the babies. And Erica mentioned one time that the way Gigi would sleep is like she would have a foot in her neck. So we don't know how the child was. She was probably starfishing, and they didn't want to wake her up because they loved her. Your kids are probably in the basement somewhere rationing. Imagine the fluffy bed that Gigi had, and Charlie maybe wanted to sleep in it. Parents do this all the time. Candace, where are your kids? Are they okay? Don't single out someone's parenting. Don't question their marriage. Don't question anyone's finances unless you want them to question you as well. She's not achieving what she thinks she is. She's just putting a target on her back for people to come at her. People are going to now be investigating her marriage. They're going to be investigating her husband. Why would she want to open her family up to that scrutiny? She doesn't love her own family. If they're even real, again, I still think there's a possibility that this is a Tyler Durden Fight Club situation. Yep. No one is intervening to help this fool. She's making a fool of herself. Verifiable proof that she had meetings and phone calls with, okay, and do you have the phone logs? How did you get those? Who is your source? Erica, listen to your friend Edie here. You can go through everybody's email. You can, if they have a work phone, you have the right to get those phone records and go through them. I would just start deep diving everybody. Maybe she's already doing that. I like to believe that Erica's already doing these things, taking these steps. She's already eliminated 5 of the Yahoos that are probably corresponding with this snake. And find the other one. But look at people closest to you and that were closest to Charlie. I really think it's somebody high up that's corresponding with her. Now, there have been whisperings that Erica and Candy are in cahoots together, and this is all just a PR thing. I'm not there. You'll never convince me that Erica.
No, this is a PR thing to Candace Owens. That's it. Because, you know, she's got to keep getting millions of views in these episodes because the Macrones are about to mollywop her in court. Candace, you will owe them millions. Between attorney's fees and court costs, and that judgment that's going to be issued against you, you will owe the Macrones millions. Millions. Oh, George, get ready to write a big ass check. Because your wife couldn't literally keep her mouth closed about that. I mean, it's on her. There's when things are not protected free speech, and it's considered to be defamatory by law, there's a price to pay for it. It is what it is. Candace, we're still waiting on your alibi. We want to know where you were when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And why is John Mappin listed as an entry in the Little Black Book for Epstein? This is the same guy that she hangs out with all over X.com. You know, he's like a simp for her. John Mappin is in the Little Black Book for Epstein. You can't make this up. Candace, you girl.
Was involved in the deletion of Charlie. As I mentioned on Jay Witt, Friday Night Lights. Jay Witt had me on Friday. So much fun. Thank you, Jason. Again, don't say anything bad about Jason. I said, Erica's either a really bad actress or a really good actress, but she can't be both. Charlie was either really dumb or really smart. He can't be both. Candace talks out of both sides of her mouth. She likes to say that Charlie was part of an X-Men school, and he's a clairvoyant, time-traveling genius who predicted his own death in great detail. But he's also really dumb because he was able to be duped by a blue-eyed, blonde-haired beauty queen. That doesn't make sense, right? It won't. You cannot make sense out of nonsense. And that is nonsensical to say that he had secret knowledge of the future and the past, but was still dumb enough to be fooled by a vixen. This garden tool, whenever she says, I know Charlie, that wouldn't have, girl, you don't know Charlie. This is going to really bother you. Don't know him like Erica knows him. Okay. Please stop. And please stop asking Charlie's wife, widow, to stop saying certain things about her husband. She can say whatever she wants about her husband. That's her husband. When you are married, you are one flesh. So when you were talking about Charlie, you're talking about Erica and vice versa. So please cease and desist. Stop talking about another woman's husband. Oh, friends.
No, it's so weird.
I hope my short film pans out the way I want it to. Candace has just given us, everybody in Hollywood should just hop on this. This is a great story for Lifetime.
Okay.
Please. This is fantastic.
Candace, the Alien Stalker, 2026, coming to a theater near you. You can't make this up. Oh my goodness. Y'all might want to send this over to Spielberg or somebody. One of those big time directors. Maybe James Cameron will take it up. Candace, they're going to turn you into a full movie. You'll be the crazy stalker person. You know, the White Walker from outer space. They'll refer to you as an Ewok and then say, you know, shout out to Lady Luck Club for giving you that term. You can't make this out. Yeah, this is all of the basic instinct. And it just, her and Bad Bunny boiling bunnies all at the same time. You can't make this up. Don't forget about the sugar booger in the script. You know, if you do a movie script on Candace, you want to talk about how bad of a stalker she is and how obsessed she is over one man on earth. That's no longer with us. Not even here to defend himself. Please do not forget about Yeasty and the sugar booger. Those two things must be included. And when I say sugar booger, turn that into a full character as well as one of her sources.
They could get back on track with their Lifetime movie of the weeks. Remember when we used to have movies like A Mother May Sleep with Danger, She Fought Alone, Sweet Dreams. And they had people like Troy Spelling and Tiffany Thiessen and Yasmin Bleeth. And these were movies that you could really sink your teeth into. And now it's stalked by my doctor, stalked by my name, stalked by my BFF, stalked by my boyfriend, killed by my doctor, killed by my BFF, killed by my boyfriend. But now, Lifetime, just jump on this, okay?
Please.
Because this is good stuff. She's actually crazy. Candace, correct me if I'm wrong, Candace. When did she ever talk about being part of the GATE program and drinking fluoride and being tested and all this and that? The only thing I ever heard about her upbringing was that she was raised by her grandparents because her parents kicked her out and she was a cheerleader. But she never mentioned being in a GATE program, MK Ultra program, high government agency program to test gifted children. Sweetheart. No. You have verifiable evidence.
Candace was charged with harassment at 17. I mean, how do you catch that type of charge? Candace, were you learning how to stalk people then? Maybe it was her imaginary boyfriend and she just obsessed over it. No one believed her because they couldn't see him. Candace claims to have boyfriends often and no one knows who they are. Candace, your sources can't be your boyfriends and your imaginary friends at the same time. This is what happens when you sniff glue, children. You turn into Candace Owens, claiming to have a boyfriend. Like, you can't make this up.
And that people had conversations on the phone. That tells us nothing. You believe that this is why the White House didn't get back to you. They didn't get back to you because you texted somebody in the White House. You didn't file a report with the FBI. You didn't do a darn thing. You texted and you tweeted. You didn't follow the proper protocol. Shut up. But you're gifted, right? And you're really good at puzzles? Well, put that puzzle together. What do I need to do to report that somebody put a deletion out on my life? Oh, I know. Let me tweet. By the way, I told you that I'm on Twitter, right? Oh, I thought the candies were bad on YouTube. They are lethal on Twitter. They use vulgarity, profanity. They are crazy. They're crazy. I don't want to be part of that. Even when I liked candy, I wasn't acting like that. Praise the living God. So what do we learn from this video? That Candace is actually psychotic. She's been stalking Charlie since the beginning. You know, she said that she met Charlie just at an event. Within 4 minutes, he hired her. Guaranteed. She had all of her prospects written out of who she was going to attack. She knew exactly what to say to him. She had the key points, key talking points. Everything she does with everyone, right? To get into their inner circle. At Third Eyes, that's occultic, new age witchcraft, okay? Don't be fooled into thinking just because she says she's a Christian that she is one. I was saying that I was a Christian before the Lord delivered me on November 1st.
Listen, can we say that again? Come out here. Just because she says she's a Christian does not mean she's a Christian. Thank you. And listen, I don't care if you're religious or not. I'm talking about the hypocrisy that it is Candace Owens. You know, the White Walker. Candace, you're still a dumb alien. You can't make this up. This girl walks around talking about, I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, and blah, blah, blah. And then talks about third eye and astral projections. It's demonic.
Said that she met Charlie just at an event. Within 4 minutes, he hired her. Guaranteed. She had all of her prospects written out of who she was going to attack. She knew exactly what to say to him. She had the key points, key talking points. Everything she does with everyone, right? To get into their inner circle. At Third Eyes, that's occultic, new age witchcraft, okay? Don't be fooled into thinking just because she says she's a Christian that she is one. I was saying that I was a Christian before the Lord delivered me on November 1st, 2020, and I had crystals up in this house. If she believes in third eyes and she believes that she was astral projecting when she was young, you know that a lot of children experience demonic oppression when they're really young. I mean, I can look back because there was so much chaos in my house growing up, so much wickedness in my house growing up, and it was just the foothold everywhere for the devil. Okay, and suffered with night terrors. Some children suffer.
That's why Candace walks around here saying she's having visions with deceased people. Yeah, since we're not throwing out the bathwater or the baby, let's take an evaluation at all the things that Candace says that alludes even the more to her being demonic. You're having visions with deceased persons, and none of that's in the Bible. And when it does mention it, it calls it witchcraft and unfamiliar spirits. And Candace welcomes that. As a Christian, get out of here. It's almost an insult. Candace, just stick to you being an alien, you dumb Ewok.
With sleep paralysis, like she was mentioning, astral projection is so demonic. So demonic.
Very demonic.
Talk to anyone who has come out of New Age and occultic practices and witchcraft. All of that is very dangerous. It's real, but it's demonic. It's coming from a different spirit. It's not Holy Spirit. This is demonic. She's astral projecting still, and she's trying to obtain secret knowledge by speaking to the dead, consulting the dead, mediums, spiritists, trying to interpret omens. It's an abomination in Scripture. People who do those things are detestable to the Lord. It says it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no spinning it a different way. It's not up for interpretation. But she doesn't know scripture. She wouldn't know that. I don't believe that she's even consulting with a priest. She said the other day that she's ungovernable. So she would not submit to any church authority. Can't be governed by anyone, not even her own husband. But I don't think that he even wants to govern her. I think that
Boys Club.
She's governing him. Okay. She's still got people stalking Erica. She said, we're everywhere and we're watching. Okay, that is clearly a threat and grounds for a restraining order. So Erica, please hop on that. When she said,
his adrenal glands were running him up. I know Charlie, he was probably having visions and dreams like he did before.
I feel like when they were traveling, if he got the sniffles, she would like turn the lamp on in the middle of the night to rub him down with Vicks Vapor Rub.
Let Mama just rub this on your chest. It's going to open your airway. Charlie, I noticed that your eyes were fluttering because I've been here watching you. Were you having a dream? Was I in it?
Candace, shut up! Oh, goodness gracious. I've been talking for such a long time. I have to get off of here and go make dinner and spend time with my David. What do you think about Candy Cane and her episode last week? Candies. How can you still defend this woman? She's actually a lunatic. Please don't give her any of your hard-earned money. Turn to the Lord, Jesus Christ, God incarnate, born of a virgin, walked this earth, tempted as we are, but never sinned, completely sinless, took a punishment meant for us on a cross, a sacrifice once for all for the forgiveness of sins. He was buried in a tomb and rose on the third day. And people testified to seeing him. He ascended to the right hand of the Father, where he now reigns. He's coming back one day. He is the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through him. There is no other way. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. That is something. Don't follow this woman. Mark and avoid her. And Erica, please get a restraining order. Okay. I love you so much. I will see you on Wednesday on Paramount Tactical with Gary. And Candyland Biker Babe 7000 might make an appearance. I love you.
No, Candace, I'm going to invoice you. Where's my $7,000? Where is my check? Your cult members keep saying I'm getting this money. I'm starting to believe that they lied to me. Shout out to Edie Low. Oh man, y'all, Erica Kirk, please get a restraining order. That was good. Why haven't I picked that up and set that by now? Erica Kirk, please get a protection order. A protection order that restrains her physically from you as well. Not just a restrainer, protection order. Go all the way there. This woman has tried to take my life. She's stalking my children, talking about Egyptian planes. I can't take it. I think once the judge sees like 5 good episodes of Candace's shows, he'll go ahead and just give Erica Kirk the protection order. Like, seriously, it won't be hard. She already has a protection order for her and the kids because her husband was assassinated by Tyler Robinson. So there's an automatic protection order in place for her and the kids with that. You know, because there's a whole murder that occurred, Candace. All you'll be doing is pissing the courts off, Candace. But Erica Kirk should definitely get the protection order. It would not be difficult. Your Honor, my husband was assassinated on television September 10th, 2025. This alien from outer space who talks about third eyes and astral projections has said that Egyptian planes are stalking me. So is she. She knows all my whereabouts. She's getting metadata about me. She's calling my company and people that work there talking about she's got insiders that know every time I go to the bathroom and take a poop. I need a protection order because I have a feeling that she's going to be boiling bunnies around my house as some ritual sacrifice of some sort, summoning up this witch called Ewok. And she also has an imaginary friend that comes out only when she sniffs some certain glue called Yeasty. Like, you can't make this up. There's so many things that come along with her. And I fear for my life with all of that. The judge will not have a problem giving Erica Kirk a protection order against Candace at this point. Candace, you are just a complete insult to society right now. You can't make this up. Candace. You put Erica Kirk in a position to have to get a protection order against you. Do you understand how ridiculous you are? Leave this woman alone. Leave her alone. Get the protection order for all of TPUSA as well, Erica Kirk. Protect you and your company, girl. Because Because Candace, the dumb demon, wants to destroy it all. All right, y'all. That's all we got. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. That was good. Edie Low. Shout out to you, girl. She's gonna be on Paramount Tactical. Y'all witness Paramount Tactical and Jay Witt doing a live stream. I never get the invite. Jay Witt, you could invite me. And Paramount Tactical, you could invite me too. Yeah, shout out to them. It's gonna be interesting. So they're all supposed to be coming together on Wednesday. That's gonna be awesome. There is literally a spiritual battle of good versus evil. It doesn't matter what faith you are in. It is good versus evil. It is what side you pick. Okay, Melinda said tomorrow. What? I don't have an invite. Somebody tell Jay where he wrote for that. I'm gonna text him. How dare you have a live stream with Paramount Tactical and Edie Low, and you don't tell me? I feel so betrayed. I feel so left out. All right, y'all. We have another live coming up for Umar. So give me about 20 good minutes. And Gary with Jay with Tuesday. Oh, okay. Today is Monday, right? Paramount Tactical. Okay, cool. All right, and then Gary with Artie and Edie on Wednesday. Artie trolls? Are you serious? That is gonna be so awesome. Paramount Tactical, come on, man. Jealous. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be a good show. Artie trolls and Edie on Wednesday. Gary just lining them up. I feel so left out. Come on, Gary. Come on, man. Email me at ladyluckclubllc@yahoo.com. I'll come on this show, man. You can't make this up. Shout out to Gary. Shout out to them all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you all. Y'all be good. And until the next one, tune in for the Umar if you can. Umar the Oompa Loompa. He's another con artist. Him and Candace be, God, they would make a good couple. But tune in if you can. And if not, then I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.